D8 damage dealing spell, so Emus can deal some damage.
Blight? Yeah, Blight's a fun one.
You know Blight, do you? So you're a necromancer just like me.
I've tried necromancy characters. It's a
There we are. So, and I think we've got, looks like the map's not showing up for whatever reason. I may actually have to restart Discord for the old alchemist over here.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
You know what I just did? I just did try turning it off and on again, and look at that. Hey, Jason. Perfect. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming to hang out in channel. Oh, man. Shut up just in time to hear me burp into this fantastic microphone. Getting her started right here. So, any cool events? Anybody have anything awesome to share from this week? Anything exciting happen? Did anything not exciting happen? Yeah. Everybody's like, yeah, we've all been sufficiently bored, overworked, tired, underfed, underwhelmed.
Still got a job.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Some of us are still working. That is a good thing for sure. We've got Mike over in sepia tone land there. Sepia? Yeah, I like that filter. Oh, pouring himself a goblet of what is that? Some kind of cider?
This is the Jasper the Bear Ale.
Wow. There is zero surprises going on right now. Jasper the Bear Ale. That is hilarious.
Yes. Delicious.
Jace, how's your week been? There's the muted fella. We knew we were going to get at least one of you here to start the show.
My week?
Yeah.
Less eventful than last week.
Oh, well. I suppose sometimes that's a good thing. Everybody's settling. Hey! Denver's on. How's it going, buddy?
Good day.
Pretty good. Nice to see you all, friends.
Good to see you, too. So, yeah, we've got... just to bring, I guess, everybody up to speed, where we left off last time, everybody kind of, it was the evening dying down. Bops was just, finishing up his last performance of the evening. And then everybody was, generally going to head to bed, I think, for the first long rest that they've actually had in a while. You guys also get 435 experience each.
Nice.
I know for some of you that puts you into the next level. If that is the case, you can also give yourself or consider yourself long rested.
435 becomes 325.
Sorry, how much was that again? 450?
435 each, yeah.
435.
And I guess it's really hard to bring everybody up to speed. Oh, what is going on here? Painting minis and I still have a job. Hey, good call, man.
Someone says painting minis.
Yeah, it looks like Jason is painting minis.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I really wish I could turn off the video feed here for I don't want to watch the video at the same time as being in the video. I think that lowers the stream, but whatever. We're cruising for it anyhow. So all of you what's that?
If you're watching on Twitch, you could, pop out the chat, and then you can minimize the video, if possible.
Yeah, it doesn't want to. Oh. Well, I can minimize the window anyway, so it's very tiny. It don't matter. I've got lots of RAM in this thing. Anyhow, so everybody kind of gets a good night's sleep. You guys can apply any level updates and whatnot as we go. But when you fall asleep, each of you kind of woke up in the morning to a little knock on the door and open the door to find yourself standing in front of a letter, handwritten in gnomish font. And just to sum up for everybody, I think you guys all, got similar letters. So it's now really up to everybody to decide what you're going to do. You all receive them right around the same time. And just to make sure here, everybody did get a chance to read their letters. Okay, so I don't need to review for anybody.
You don't want us to read individually each one out loud, turn by turn?
No.
I'm
I
very
think
not that.
Yeah, so we'll sum it up as everybody's received a letter. Kite, Denver, you were able to read your letter as well?
I just read it now, and I am just starting on that House Kestrel message. I did not see any of these messages till just now.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. It's just been insane here. And then I sent you half a novel worth of freaking stuff there. But hopefully that helps give you some background on, where you're from and what it's all about over there.
Yeah, if it's cool, if we're doing a bunch of RP stuff, I'm just going to try and speed read through this.
Sure.
I go last.
Yeah, but you did read the letter from Gone Bops, correct? Okay. So he's up to speed. And basically, the summary is you guys are invited down into the main room where Rianne and Erglak are waiting. And Gone Bops is nowhere to be seen, but Rianne has agreed to take you to his location in the woods.
I go.
Yeah. Okay. So what's everybody doing? Are you coming down to the common area here? Are you staying in your room? Are you agreeing to be led by Rianne to this location? Keep your mute buttons in mind.
Yeah, Kite will go down.
Okay. Emus?
Yeah, okay, sorry. It's breakfast time, correct?
Yeah, it is breakfast time.
I'm going to get a little quick bite, and then, if I may, somewhere, if that's prepared at all, and then go. Empty stomach for him is not a good thing.
So Rianne says that there is a meal waiting for you at your destination.
I will.
And you see beyond, like the kitchen is dark. It's only about like 6 o'clock in the morning right now.
All right, I will definitely watch who's going. I'm going to stay in the common room to see who's coming down the stairs. But
you see Kite walk past you and begin to ascend or to descend the stairs leading out.
I'm trying to get her eyes, see if she looks at all.
No, she's just eyes forward.
All right, so I'm going to break out half a ration and fill my stomach to see who else is coming down.
I'll go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going too.
Calyndra and Mirajane, they also take up position near the foyer there and prepare to descend the stairs, looking back to see if you're coming.
I get up and I'm walking towards Calyndra, still looking at the stairs to see if the big boy's coming down.
Grond? You're muted. Oh, hang on a sec.
I think you wrote it.
I've put my response down in writing because Grond does it all in silence.
Yeah,
After that, Grond will go about working about the inn.
Okay. So everybody's just going to take a quick moment here to read over that in chat, or in channel rather. It's meta for some of you.
Sorry, I had to go grab my feather.
Yeah, that's cool. Ha, that's awesome.
I'm just going to say this. So Grond picks up the letter, reads it, takes it within his room, and after he's done considering for a moment, he begins to write, folds up the letter, and places it on the floor before Bop's door. He doesn't go and give it to anyone. He just leaves it in front of the floor on Bop's door, as Bop did for him.
Okay.
And so, I mean, if they come back and see this later, that's fine. If they go... I mean, it's meant for
I was
Bop, out of respect.
looking up at the stairs and kind of like slowing my response. Can I get a perception check to see if I catch that little procedure at all or something? I don't know.
You can, since your door is just down the hall.
Okay. Natural 18. So
So
20.
you just see Grond's meaty paw slide this letter onto the floor and then head back into his room, and the door just gently closes behind him.
I'm going to look at Calyndra and don't think the big man's coming with us.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Shall we get going?
So the rest of you gather up, and Rianne just kind of, it seems a moment to just pause and think for a moment, and then she starts to walk towards the door. Erglak appears to just sit down on the stool near the entrance, takes up a guarding position near the door, and the rest of you head out down the front and around the side. So you've already been in the general area. So I'm going to give you guys all a look at where you're at and where you're headed. Give me a sec. There we go. So this, just pasting this in chat, is the area that you explored out towards Elsith's Tower.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are kind of familiar with that one. So where you are led, you can kind of now see a bit of the whole of Drake's Hollow. Where you're being led is quite a ways southeast. You can see a little clearing in the middle of the woods, almost in the center of the map.
We're going as a party completely except Grond.
You're going as a party completely except Grond.
Bops is with us as well.
Yep. So you guys march your way down for, several minutes before coming to that first clearing. And then you can see the sun's coming up. It's really a beautiful day out. And it's just starting to get that warmth of the morning on it. And you guys head directly southeast into the tree line. And you follow a thin path down towards this larger clearing beside the river. And you can hear the roar of the river. Your distance is not far off. So on the map there, let me just blow something up here a bit. Okay. Whoa, maybe not that much. I love it when I hit zoom and it's just like, yeah, you want zoom?
I'll give you zoom.
Yeah, I'll give you zoom. Okay. So I'm going to post a larger scale map. Okay, so just south of the Serenity Rapids at Fayfolk Glen, that is where you guys are led out to. Grond, you kind of hear everybody kind of disappear out of the place, and the place falls a bit silent. Minus the humming of Erglak in the front room, you can hear all the way down to your hall. But the rest of you make it down to the Fayfolk Glen, and as you come in, you notice that there's like really beautiful like flowers, mushrooms, everything just seems super vibrant and lush in this particular area, almost as if it's been cultured and cared for. I don't want to say carefully, but that's like cultured, cared for carefully. Oh, beautiful, eloquent. It looks just amazing. It looks like it's perfection in landscaping while still being all natural somehow. And across the field to the south, you see a large clearing, or a large, flat stone. And on that stone is a series of fires upon which burns several cauldrons, several small cauldrons. And flitting around it, making rapid stirring motions, you see Bops.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can
Yep.
hear you.
Oh, good.
And so, Bops, you see Rianne leading the party, minus Grond, down to the side of the fire.
All right. Greetings, everybody. I see you got my note, and I'm very happy that you're able to join me here. I'm sorry that you can't really see me better right now, but my I put too much of my magic into my food, I suppose, but anyways, you know what? I really appreciate you coming down here, and we're gonna have like just a nice little time to eat. And I just want to get to know everybody. That's all. I want to eat and get to know everybody. We've been moving so fast. I don't even know where you're from. I don't even know what you're doing here. And I want to tell you what I'm doing here. And I want to tell you where I'm from. Because otherwise, what is any of this all about? Why are we risking our lives day in and day out here? So I want to make sure we're all on the same page and get some good understanding of where we're each coming at. And this is supposed to be, just a time to really understand and hear each other out and share what we want. We don't have to tell anybody anything that we don't want to. And in fact, we could stay silent the whole time if we need. And we're going to go through here and just let people know what's on our mind. And really, I want to hear, we really want to know just pretty much where everybody's from.
So, as you're doing it, we've got Bops over here, Calyndra up here, Mirajane, Emus, and Kite. A little bit solo off from the rest of the group, but still relatively close. And this is the pacing path of Bops as he wanders back and forth beside the fire, basically talking to everybody as he starts to pace without even realizing he's pacing.
I'm still looking to see if Kite makes eye contact at all.
Oh yeah, she's watching Bops intently. She appears calm, like she's not flustered or anything.
Hasn't glanced over to Emus at all.
She hasn't noticed Emus She hasn't noticed Emus Kohai, if that's what you're asking.
Emus, roll your perception check for me, please.
I'm still watching. Okay, another perception. 14.
Okay, so you kind of note out the side of your eye that everybody's attention seems fixated on the pacing gnome moving back and forth and narrating the experience on the other side of the fire. So you don't find it too odd that Kite's attention too is fixated on the entertainment.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I also meant on the walk or anything like that. Was there any
She was leading right beside Rianne, so it was kind of Rianne led. Kite was first out the door, kind of thing, and then Calyndra and Mirajane and everybody just kind of followed in.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. So it's a pretty thin trail to this part of the woods. So you wouldn't have even seen the trail if Rianne hadn't led you onto it. So there's no way for people to walk side by side or walking tight like that.
So I feel we're all hungry. Let's sit down. I put as much time and love as I could into this pot of food that you see in front of us right now. And so is Rianne. And she shared all these recipes with me of your lands. And I want this to be some of the best food that you have ever tasted. And I'm going to put a little bit of my magic spice in there, if you know what I mean. And I flash some sparkles up. The food around here, Emus, don't look at me like that. The food around here provided the meal for us today. So all of the ingredients are from the Faithful Glen. Just so you can further connect with, I don't know, what I'm fighting for, at least. For this area was much like my homeland. So please enjoy this food. And I start scooping up a bowl and I give it to Kite. And I say, I hope this is, what did I say? Miso soup or something. What's your favorite? Rianne told me what you like, and it is what you like from your home world.
So basically, as he's talking, the gnome is moving back and forth talking. Rianne's kind of dodging in and around him, trying to serve up ladles of this stew, each from a different pot that's being cooked. And as you ladle it out, you each see that the substance looks very similar from one to the other, but the smell coming from them is almost reminiscent of home. And as you take the dishes, you smell it even more. That each of the dishes seems to smell like a very familiar smell from your own home cooking, but yet somehow is composed of completely different ingredients.
I hope you enjoy this meal, and I really tried my best to give you a time to make it like a healing meal for you and think of home for you and reminisce of what you're fighting for, maybe. And if you don't mind, I'm going to play the song that Rianne gifted me and Elsith gifted me for everybody while they eat. So then we can also think about the friends that we have made and how we're also fighting for them as well. And I'm going to play the Aloya's Rapture on the wood elf flute.
Okay. So you guys all feel this overwhelming sense of camaraderie, happiness, almost just like a euphoria comes over you. And you do feel a bit less tense than you felt before, regardless of your hostilities and regardless of any pent-up anger. For this moment while Bops plays, you feel very soothed and at ease.
And now we will, when we're finished eating, we will begin our ceremony of truth. And we're all to just hear, listen, and speak our truth and understand one another. And as you can see here, we have a lot of food for Grond here, probably as much as everybody else. And it's okay that he hasn't joined us today. We trust Grond in his way to deal with things and to live his life the best way he knows how. So let's keep him in mind too. And maybe some of us can speak for him today and think about him today like he were in the circle with us. For we need to also build friendship with him.
So you see at that time, Rianne kind of walks away from the group and over to the side of the clearing where you see a small fawn has just come in and is munching grass on the edge of the clearing. And she just appears to stand there for a moment and watch the proceedings as Bops continues.
And the feather is also something to help us remember when we're speaking our truth, that is to remind us of the bird and how the bird can fly high over everything and see a bigger view than the one that we might see right in front of us. So this bird is to help us remember that it is important for us to try and see from the other's perspective and understand a bigger world.
Okay, so who all is eating?
I bought
So-
no.
Kite gives a slow nod to Bops before looking down at her soup, and she begins to eat it.
Okay, so eating it tastes exactly like the stewed vegetables from back in Athrakul. common staple of the monks there, it immediately overwhelms you with a sense of being back home. And although you feel the vegetables and the mushrooms in your mouth for a moment, they all just seem to shift and change, and it's as if you're eating that very meal from the temple.
She stops for a moment, and there's a slight mist in her eyes, but she breathes deep and continues to eat, looks up to Bops, and gives a smile and says, pretty good stuff. Pretty good food.
Emus, are you chowing down? Still suspicious? Because I'm telling you, if you were before, after that initial euphoria of Eloria's rapture overwhelms you, and you begin to relax and everything, your suspicious nature suddenly feels like it's taking a back seat.
Nah.
That's gonna be tough. Okay. So Emus is all of a sudden you got a spell on him. He's charmed. Okay. So he would say, and I'd take a sniff, and it smells like Alshanir.
So to be clear, you're not charmed per se. You're not charmed.
But okay, I'm just loving the vibe.
You're under the influence of essentially a type of bardic inspiration, right?
But so I'm trust. So I smell the bowl.
Yeah,
and it smells like
It smells exactly like the braised pork and potato stew from back in Alshanir at the base of the Wizard's Tower from the eatery that you would eat at.
Please, you must try the food from my hometown as well. And I offer to him to take the first bite.
Oh, I totally love that idea, and take a big bite and a big whiff.
So you take a big whiff and you take a bite, Bops, and as the meal hits your lips, it tastes exactly like the same root and tuber stew from back in your mom's kitchen.
What is this shit?
And you find it as the most delicious thing you have tasted in years.
Oh man, I love this, Glenn.
So does he pass or what do you do?
I pass it back and I say, I'm sorry if I'm scaring you, Emus. This is just my way, and I'm casting no spell on you. It's just the magic of the faithful, Glenn.
I'll down the rest of the bowl as fast as I possibly can.
Okay, well, you smash back that bowl, and for a moment, you're eating really fast. For a moment, you're not sure that it didn't just increase in amount in the bowl just a half an inch. You're not quite sure, but you're eating it pretty fast, and you make your way to the bottom of the dish, and you feel fully sated and satisfied, just like you had a meal from back in that little eatery at the base of the tower from back in Alshanir.
All right.
Calyndra, are you also eating?
Yeah, I'll try some and.
Okay, yeah. So you, as you bite into it, it tastes almost exactly like the glowworm pupa dessert that your mom used to make back at the back in the house in where you're from.
Delicacy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back in
You want
Royale.
to try some?
It would just taste like my Alshanir slop, wouldn't it? But,
Yeah.
darn.
And you can feel them bursting in your mouth. That's that delicious flavor running down your throat. You remember it oh so very well, and it is honestly you thought you would never ever taste this again, and it just overwhelms you with the sense of being back home.
I will polish off the rest.
Okay. So you finish up the meal, and it does weird you out a bit because as you look at the meal, it looks like the roots and tubers and mushrooms from around the area. But as you eat it, it seems to change right in your mouth and becomes exactly everything that you hoped it would be. Mirajane,
Yeah.
are you also eating yours?
Yeah.
Okay, so you begin wolfing yours down, and it tastes exactly like the meat and potato stew from back in your mother's kitchen. And although you're sure looking at it that there is no chunks of meat there, you can taste this juicy elk, and it just reminds you of home.
Weird, but cool. Cool.
Yeah. So, you all are pretty much just as content as you have possibly been, and you feel relaxed and somewhat open without feeling compelled to speak. You do feel like this is an area of complete safety, and you feel like it's an area where you're, it's a safe place.
We both sent it at the same time.
It's awesome.
Jinx, you owe each other a Coke.
Virtual high five.
So I'm going to just say, if everybody's ready, please have your fill. And when we're ready, then we'll just begin our discussion. And
so you look out as you say that, Bops, and just roll me a perception check, please.
Is there enough for seconds?
Oh, yes. Grond's not here, so that's like half the pot. Rolled a 9.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was all from separate pots. I wouldn't have been so suspicious. I thought Kelly said it was all from separate pots.
Oh, maybe it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
you had multiple small cauldrons around smaller bonfires on that big, wide, flat rock.
Yeah, that's what the detail got my ears going. I was like,
Oh, and I forgot to mention, I was heating them also with heat metal a little bit. So
yeah, you can see the bottoms of them with that nice red glow.
Yeah.
Iron aftertaste. It's good.
Yeah.
No, I have it simmered.
Yeah. It's like, is this aluminum? Are you making this shit in aluminum? God, Bob's all well intended. He's got, some funky mushrooms being baked up in aluminum pans over top of a. Yeah, anyway, that's not good.
Really food poisons the entire party.
Yeah, that's right. So,
did avoid the poison mushrooms. I was those ones that shine and speak to you. Yeah, you don't want to eat those. So.
Yeah, and as he points around the clearing, you see that there are several like dully glowing mushrooms at the edge of the clearing that appear to like shift colors, and they have this like almost beautiful phosphorescence to them.
Yeah, those ones you don't want to eat those. So, I think something says about it feels really good, and you're like hallucinating, and then all of a sudden you're dead. So,
it's a pretty sweet ride up until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, Emus, you roll me a history check.
All right. I was going for seconds if I could as well.
Oh yeah, there's plenty.
In history, I'm amazing at. This will be 20 plus. Ooh.
Okay, so 20 plus even. As you reach in to take another ladle of stew out of the pot that was kind of you were directed at, you notice the bluish glowing mushrooms at the edge of the clearing that the rest of the party was being referred to, and you recognize them as a mushroom called Deadly Afterglow.
Yeah. All right, so would I know... as a little bit of a medicine buff, would I know if this is poisonous to me?
Yeah, so you do know that you're not supposed to eat it, but more importantly, you know that they tend to be used in potions of all kinds.
Listen, Gnome, just because your culture can eat a bunch of things doesn't mean human stomachs can. Oh, no. Okay.
Well, you didn't see your stew glowing, to be fair.
No, those mushrooms were not in there, Emus.
I can just see his brain working. He's like, "There's got to be a way I could be paranoid here." It wasn't the mushrooms. Yeah.
Oh, I don't then do mushrooms for that reason. That's good.
Yeah.
Paranoid. But we're good. That's like casting enhanced paranoia.
Enhanced paranoia. The rest of you start shaking uncontrollably, fearing the very grass around you.
So I noticed these mushrooms when I go back for seconds. I haven't downed that second one yet.
Yeah, you just noticed those mushrooms at the edge of the clearing when they were talking about the glowing mushrooms at the edge of the clearing.
All right, I'll make note. Maybe when this ritual's over, we make a stop and do a biology test.
Okay.
Note taken.
A little sniffed at the edge of the clearing. Yeah. Okay.
So we're all right. You got me with these mushrooms. What were we doing?
Sitting around the fire, and Bops is currently holding the feathers, so nobody else is really doing any talking.
Okay, so I history checked. Okay, I saw the mushrooms. Good. And I hold the bowl. I don't down the second one. I'll hold it. Just smelling.
The smell of that is just amazing. You're just
That's
like, it's unbelievable.
I already ate rations and a bowl. This one's more for my oral nose pleasure.
Right? Yeah, you feel your sinuses opening up significantly as you. Oh yeah, you just waft that in. Okay, so what's everybody else doing? Sitting around chewing stew. Everybody finishes up their meal. Bops, you notice that they are beginning to hit the bottoms of their bowls, and that Emus is staring at his second bowl.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that meal. Okay, now we're going to get to the power of the circle. And I'm going to start. This is an ancient tradition of my people. And this is the way we started. And I just like kind of stand up and I like sing just a little song. And it's basically like all in Gnomish. And it's a song that's basically like asking for like the help of all the spirits of the universe that are good, and all of our good relations and all the connections of all of our families to like all the water even and the food, and just to like ask for all that power and that force to like be with us, to have the courage to have this conversation. And I sing this song, and then I explain that that's basically what it was. And then I'm going to hold the feather and then say, so just to reiterate the rules of this ceremony, we're going to each pass the feather around. And if we could, just tell us. I'd really like to know, if you could. I'd really like to know who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing here. And then when you're finished, you just pass that feather over. And then everybody else just has to listen, because you know that's the persons with the feathers time for us to understand their perspective, you know. So, and Rianne is sitting with us too. I'm going to ask Rianne just to sit next to me, so I'm going to pass the feather to her first, if that's all right.
Okay, so she actually is gone from the edge of the clearing when you turn.
Oh, she is gone. Okay, well, that's the way it goes.
She Batmaned you.
She totally Batmaned you. That's funny.
So I will just begin, I suppose, and I'm going to tell you the right honest truth. And I think a lot of you know, but basically, you know that my whole world was destroyed by these same forces that we're fighting now. I had a beautiful area like this, a garden where all my people just lived happily with nature, and our focus was making food and having good times. I was away just playing my music, and traveling the world, and I was always told that I was a good storyteller, so that's what I pursued like entertainer, and that's what I pursued. And then, well, I came back one time, and my whole people were like destroyed, and I have no home anymore, and I was completely lost and afraid, and I was running just kind of wild, and all of a sudden this massive monster out of nowhere picked me up and was gonna eat me, until you fine folks come in here and save my life. And ever since then, I've been able to, I don't know, like live life in a much more meaningful way. And you've taught me many things about how to be brave in this world and how to fight for all that is good. And well, I see you that each one of you has like showed me how you care for each other too. I remember when, Kite, you saved Emus's life there when we fought that ghost. And Emus, you like ran in to jump into some water and try and cast a spell to save Grond. Mirajane, you like threw a fireball at a slime thing to try and save Grond.
Yes,
And it doesn't matter if it works or not. Like, that's the thing. I've seen us all make great heroic moves, and I've seen us all make really learning moments for us. And I'm no different. I might have accidentally baked a guy in armor once. I didn't mean to, and I think it's okay because we have a lot of opportunities still.
No. Sorry, you baked a guy while I was in his mind, so his thoughts, his dying thoughts of being melted, is what I experienced. That level of PTSD was a bit of a.
Well, you see, and now that explains a lot, and I'm really sorry for that, Emus. And I'm just coming clear that I just think that you're all amazing people, and I would give my life for you now. And before I met you, I wouldn't give my life for anything. My life had no meaning, and you've given me meaning. So thank you for listening. And then I pass the feather. Who's next to me?
We've got Calyndra to the north and Kite to the south.
It is going to the left, I think. Goes to Kite next, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll pass it to Kite then.
He holds up her hand and takes the feather and nods. She takes a deep breath. Thank you for sharing your tale and adventures and who you are, my little friend. It's strange to think that we've traveled so long and been through so much together, and we don't really fully know each other, do we? So thank you for giving us this opportunity. So I'll just get my memory going here.
Yes, this is my fault, everyone. I just want to let you know, Denver has really had a lot to digest in a very short period of time. So,
Well, I'm going to be improvising a lot. Or no, I'll stick to what I wrote, and you just said approve. Okay, good. That sounds good. I don't know.
I am a monk hailing from the temple complex of Afterglow. I belong to the House Kestrel of the Shadow Clan. I grew up in the far mountains in Afterglow. I learned everything, how to breathe, how to move, how to watch, how to listen. Everything, all the lessons that I hold dear, I learned from, let me just pull up his name. Master, was it Lyre? See?
oh, Lyre, yeah,
Lear or Lyre?
Lyre.
From Master Lyre. And then she'll give a quick bow and her death salute she did to the fallen. I wasn't, I surely wasn't his best student, but, and I'm sure I caused him quite a more trouble than he deserved. But he taught me so much, and I really wouldn't be who I was today if it wasn't for his lessons and the teachings of my order. And as you all know, the mission that I was on was my first mission from my temple. So I was maybe more eager than smart in going about completing it. And I owe you all a great deal of gratitude that I owe you all a great deal of gratitude in restoring my scroll back to me when those December Thieves Guild members stole it from me. And as you all know better than I, that my mission to deliver that scroll to Hightower was, or that was my mission, was to deliver this scroll. And I know it may seem nonsensical and I know it might seem like nonsense to still want to have completed that mission, even though it likely would have resulted in my death. But I don't expect anyone here who has not been gifted the same teachings and upbringings that I've had from Afterglow to understand my reasoning here. I know the ways of the shadow are mysterious and may seem terrifying to those who don't understand its secrets, but it's not my place to teach you or to to tell everyone else that the shadow it's not my place to explain our ways.
I mean, it is a secret plan, so it's like, yeah, I get that for sure.
Basically, she's trying to say that she knows that her ways may seem mysterious, and how could she still want to go through with her mission or just her thing? But basically, there are things about her culture that she knows only those initiated would really understand. So, but to answer why am I here? Well, at first I felt I was honor bound to help you all in your quest as you saved my mission by retrieving the scroll. And she's going to look over at Calyndra when she says that. But then afterwards she'll look back at the group. But it's become so much more than that. After escaping those mines, saving each other, new friends, young and old. I'm just going to think Kaylin there. And knowing what we were truly up against, these Amangul thugs have to be stopped because the evil that they want to bring into this world will surely destroy everyone, and we can't have that. So that is why I'm here. I'm here to help you all in your quest because it's the right thing to do, not just for us all, but for the world. But then after that, I'm going back to completing my mission and going back to my ways that I understand, but I'm not asking anyone else to. And she's going to look at Emus is to her left, and then she's going to hand the feather over to him.
Emus, the feather comes over to you.
What kind of feather is it?
It's a purple magenta one. Big plumey thing.
It would look great in a certain hat.
Yeah, yes, it would.
Okay, so I recognize that one. I'm just gonna read it from the D&D character sheet, like just do a point form kind of thing of relevant information, just so he feels a part of it. But he's gonna kind of not share everything,
Okay.
just because it's long.
Yeah.
No. Basically, Emus lets the group know that he's shunned from. He's the black sheep of his family, and he can't really go back there. And then he delved into the books, into his studies, and became pretty reputable at the collegiate. But then got a little too fancy with his field of knowledge, and they were like, slap the wrist once, slap the wrist twice, 3 strikes you're out, expelled. And I thought they were just empty threats, but once the actual headmaster heard about it, it was no good. His name was Master Talostin, and he was the headmaster at the collegiate at Alshanir. Calling it collegiate, it could be something else. Okay. My father wasn't really kind to me, but my mother was. I spent a lot of time locked away. All I had was books and a nurse to teach me of anatomy and what she knew in biology. So
Was she locked in the basement when you were doing this?
No. I don't know where I was locked. Probably in a tower, because that's where we were from. There's towers around there, I guess. Then scroll down, and I've come to look for family. I was on my way to High Watch, and I've come to find a family here. And families squabble all the time, especially when they're idiots. But that's my opinion, and I'm okay with that. I love you guys all the same. So I'm down to save the world together, but there's a few things you guys should know, history-wise, which I will divulge to anybody that asks. But I can see how much my interruptions and mansplaining things to people kind of get on people's nerves, so I will try and tone that down.
Kite's gonna kind of like have like a smirk when he says that, but she's not gonna say anything.
And then pass that over to I believe it is MJ.
Mirajane, who asked to fill us in on a little bit of her personality.
Oh, so this is okay.
Now, keeping in mind,
at
this time, though, before you get started, I just want to remind everybody that she has literally known you for a few days.
Yeah.
So,
perfect time to get in on this, then, I guess.
Yeah, fair point. Get in here.
As you guys all know, I'm an Aasimar. They're not exactly, popular. They're very, very rare. So you can probably imagine the amount of nasty people that look for such beings. So I no longer have a family. I don't have my family. They're all dead. And I was not, that's pretty traumatic as a child. But despite all of that and all that bullshit, I have dedicated my life to helping people. That is something that I'll do regardless of who you are, what you've done. Like, I don't care what you do in life. When you hurt me, sure, I'll hurt you back, but simple as that. So, like, my mission is obviously to find armor that means something to me. But this evil is a pretty big evil that is going to affect everybody and not just us. So I'm here to help with that and help stop that. And whether it was you guys or anybody else, I would have joined. but you happened to just find me while I was, being carried away. And not in a good state.
Yeah.
Someone would say saved you, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Either way, I've been through some interesting shit. I'm not gonna kind of go into all of that just yet. I'm still thinking of backstory things.
We'll just say that at this time you don't feel completely like divulging everything to a whack load of strangers you just met a few days ago.
Regardless, I obviously can tell. No, it doesn't take an idiot to know that there's tension between all y'alls, and I'm a pretty new person here. I don't know your guys' friendships, but I feel like, me personally, I feel like we should focus on the evil first. Hand feather over.
Over to Calyndra.
Yeah.
Calyndra will tell you she's from
Rael.
Rael, yes, under the Blue Mountains.
Yep.
And my brother was sent to Elmoraine for some business and never returned. So I was actually sent to go to see if I could find anything about what happened to him. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing out here.
So you and Grond also have kind of a pre-existing connection, right? Like where you guys encountered each other as you were basically leaving and ended up kind of grouping up along the way, making it through a couple of, minor scrapes and scuffles, but you guys have kind of formed up as friends along the way, meeting up with these
guys. An item the whole time?
Inside. I don't know if they're an item. I mean, even the DM doesn't know this. Is this...
That'd be weird.
Well, wouldn't be the weirdest thing to hit Dungeons and Dragons. That's
true.
For sure.
Very true.
I mean, the flump. Come on.
Maybe you'll never know.
Yeah, that's right. It's just one of those secrets everybody's going to have to keep asking for years about.
Yeah. Keep everyone guessing.
Yep.
I like that.
Anything else you want to divulge?
It's been so long since I wrote this out.
It's going to be on the test later.
Yeah, that's right.
Make it up.
Choice things either.
Well, I have this 3-pager that I didn't really want to take up 10 minutes of people's time and then me slipping
that's
up.
Fair.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
Yeah,
but what you could do is if you haven't typed out, you can always post it in channel and then people can read it, when it's not their turn or whatever. I find with long stuff though, 3 pages long, you have to keep breaking it up into paragraphs, cut and paste.
2,000 character rule.
Yeah. But I think just make it the policy of if you see somebody start pasting that, maybe give them a few minutes for them to stop so that you know that they're done cutting and pasting before you start popping your story segments in there.
Oh, I'm good. We're good.
Yeah. And coincidentally, Grond was occupied at the time on an emergency phone call, so that works.
That technology exists?
Yeah, so Calyndra, you still have that big, beautiful plume in your hand. And Bops staring at you with those big, eager gnome eyes waiting for you to spill your truth.
It's big time for Calyndra. I've always found her very mysterious.
Yeah, I don't.
I too. I want to know more about this dark elf.
I feel like she's the most mysterious one of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how she's staying. She's like, no, I'm too mysterious for this.
And I think she's also made the least amount of mistakes out of everybody.
Always quiet at the back, waiting to see who does something dumb before she acts on it, right?
Just absorbing everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She baked 0 guys in armor when Emus was in the head.
Yeah.
She just shoved sod in her mouth.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So basically, she's out looking for her brother who went missing in, was it
Elmoraine?
Elmoraine, 2 months before I left. However long we've been gone for.
So, and there's a whole other thing, tracking down Calyndra's brother.
Yeah, well, there's no information other than he was at Elmarine, as far
Right.
as I know.
Yeah, that would have to be the destination to start looking into that.
How far away is that from High Watch?
Oh, yeah, that's a long ways.
Few more levels, and we can start doing this teleport gig. Don't worry, group.
Oh, he's got his eyes set on teleport, eh?
Gotta be. There's
Somewhere in the forest, you hear Rianne chuckling to herself.
Yeah, there you go. She'll teach me.
Why are you... Oh, sorry, Calyndra.
I was going to say I was close to finding, well, I may have been close to finding out information on my brother from the Thieves Guild when the big guy was killed. So, that's why I was trying to get in there.
That makes a lot more sense than trusting them the entire time. Your motive, they were dangling your brother in front of you. That makes way more sense.
Yeah. Kite's eyes widen out a little bit at that reveal, but then she still doesn't say anything, but just still kind of nods back after him and listens intently again.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Grond, you hear everybody has begun to fill out in the common area outside, and breakfast is starting. You hear the kitchen begin to come to life. And
I sent you a message before what he was doing.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I was just filling you in on the general consensus there. I didn't see anything past. You sent me an individual message?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect.
That's what he's going to busy himself doing the whole time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, well, the kitchen is full and lively, and everything's going. And there's actually about 11 patrons, groups of patrons, in the common room right now. So, about half hour, maybe 40 minutes have passed. Are you still going to continue on that course? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So you guys continue to eat. You listen to each other talk for some time, and Bops, you notice that the heat is starting to dull down on the cauldrons, and the small little fires that were built on the rock underneath are beginning to subside.
So does Calyndra still have the feather?
She does.
Oh, I'll hand it back to you, or
Okay.
whoever wants it. Yeah.
And I just look at this feather and I look at everybody and I say, well, I thank you very much for honoring me, for sharing who you are. You know, it takes a lot of guts to go stab an orc or slay a dark knight. But I think it takes even more guts to get real with people and share who you are. And this is all I wanted this to be. It's actually, I just was kind of teasing you about this being a big ceremony. I just wanted to know who you are.
Wait, you lied about this whole thing? Okay.
No.
He was just like, I'm fucking out of here.
No, it actually is an ancient practice of my people. But I made it seem to be a little, maybe more of a big deal, considering the circumstances. Really, it's just a time to understand clearly one another and to have just a moment to slow down and hear one another, their stories. And now we know, for example, Mirajane. I feel so sorry that you had to lose all your family. And I am so glad that you are choosing to stay with us and fight this evil. And Calyndra, man, you are giving up searching for your brother to help us goofs out here. And just always watching from the back, probably judging us like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that either. I wouldn't do it. Okay, you did it now. And, you know, what we went through in that jail too, you really came through for me and saved my skin so many times. And man, I'm just so grateful and honored to know you. And same with you, Emus. All the things that you've done for us. I would love to hear all your knowledge on the history, in fact, one day, just so you know. Maybe we should have another sit-down circle so you can explain to us this whole context that we're in right now and what truly is on the line. And Kite, I will never judge you. It seems like you are doing what you think is best, and we'll just go down that journey together. And I'm grateful that you've decided to help us too. And, just like Grond too, he's not here right now. And I don't think any of us are in any position to judge him or what he's went through either at this point. And it is best, I think, in my mind to, try and look at things through other people's perspectives. And I'm not sure what his is, but I believe that everything he's doing, there's a good reason for it. And I'll help him whatever he needs and support that for him.
It's tough to have a 9-foot perspective.
Good. I can well imagine. Yeah, 3 feet is tough enough, I think.
Yeah, if you think 9 feet as a perspective, well, you guys have some surprises in store for you from that Half-Ogre. Grond, are you still continuing on course? Things stay in the kitchen? Okay, perfect.
Are you saying something?
Yeah, I just wanted a RP response to Bops there. When he goes on, especially when he's like, "Oh yeah, the whole ceremony thing, I made it up." But then after sharing all that whole friendship, having traveled together, she wants to look at him and say, and I am happy that you honor me and the rest of us with your friendship and your flair for the dramatic, my little friend. Oh damn! I just had one. No, never mind. She'll just leave it at that.
And it is a real ceremony of my people. I'm not joking. I'm just saying. I'm just making it a little more like pompous than it usually is. That's all.
You mean you're spiking the tea?
Adding special Bops flair.
It's an ancient ceremony of my people.
Yeah.
It's just basically us sitting around the dinner table. That's how we eat together.
Well, Emus pictured that as you were the shaman and we were all inducing ayahuasca and going on a trip together and brotherly love everywhere.
I would love to do that too one day, Emus. Perhaps after Amangul. So, is there anything else anybody needs to say? And I'll just pass the feather around one more time, I guess, and then.
So, anybody has anything to add? Now's the time to hold your hand up and let us know. Nobody?
I think Mirajane said it best that there are bigger fights to fight at the moment. So if your resolve is, if the fires of your resolve is reignited, then let's get back to it and punch the Solomon Gold guy right in the face.
So at that point, Emus is going to ask for the feather.
Okay.
And just say, if anyone would give me the pleasure of 10 minutes of mansplaining before I tone it down later, this would be like my last little. I have some information to give us on what I've remembered of our mission throughout my studies, all that other stuff.
It's my hobby. I have to mansplain.
Basically,
you got a mage-splain. Yeah, there it is.
Mage-splaining. Good one.
You gotta wean me off of it, kind of thing. Slow doses. It can't go cold.
It seems like something scholarly types would do.
Much like Bops' panache for theatrics is something akin to his style. So too is this to yours, Emus. I think.
Boom! I found it. Yes, it is exactly. We can, like I said, I don't judge. We can love each other. Right. Okay. So. Early in the morning, sunshine has begun. No, that's the letter. All right, okay. When I recognized when Aiden, the leader of the military element from Calyndra, that gentleman we just spoke of the Dagger of Destinies, hijacking en route to Afterglow, a vault called the Void. This is from my schooling. Trust me, I pay attention. Straight A's. Teacher's pet. The Void, legendary vault of Afterglow. Within the remotest deadly peaks of the Calyndra Mountains, the Shadow Clan guards from more than just secrets and identity. They hide more than secrets and identities. The Shadow Clan. They have also crafted a secret vault deep below the temple complex with which to house the most precious and dangerous of artifacts and tombs of written secrets documented through the ages of the Shadow Clan. This vault, I get it, you get it, it's called the Void. Within the mountains, there exists a massive cavern. The interior of an unfathomably, it's big, unfathomably large spherical metallic construct of unknown origin and composition, which is believed to have impacted the planet tens of millions of years ago, and has since been consumed by the mountain, and since discovered by an ancient ancient wizards back in the day, and subsequently the Shadow Clan. Ancient wizards discovered a massive deposit of what they believe to be the ore of a foreign composite. Further study, just like First Science, you figure it out after a couple of tests. On closer inspection and further investigation of the surrounding caves and crevices, the spherical nature of the larger metal construct became apparent. So it was like a big dome. Metal dome. Okay, using this magical means, they used magi who lived these thousands of years far before the clan existed. So you realize maybe the descendants of these wizards? I don't know. Penetrated the sphere's 50-foot thick metallic shell. Holy, how'd they do that? Heat metal like 1,000 times. Discover a space of enormous size. Jump to there. Covered in runic writings and sigils. I'm about 75% done. Which none to this day have been able to decipher in mist pools. Oh, this is the big part. Okay, listen. Calyndra too. She's the one that'll know maybe. None of this today have been able to decipher the mist pools in the bottom quarters of the sphere. The composition of this mist is still unknown to modern scholars or the clan, but all who have fallen in have screamed never to return, and it has long been assumed to be a deadly, poisonous, or highly corrosive by the clan and those scholars curious enough to speculate on the subject. Smallest sphere, mass constructors. Basically, it's huge. It's got a lot of space in it. It holds artifacts. It's old. Purpose remains a mystery, but they're using it, which, yeah, okay. It's unlikely you'll be visiting until I get that Rian teaching. We ain't going to see it anytime soon unless we want to like hoof it kilometers and from here to Mexico and back. I think that's how I measured it. It was here to Mexico and back walking.
Yeah, it's definitely a long way to those mountains for sure.
All right, but just saying that's what I remember of the Shadow Clan. As soon as you mentioned Shadow Clan.
So, and Kite would already know that kind of knowledge is somewhat familiar to certain scholarly types, depending on their level of education. It's considered common knowledge, but not really common knowledge. Most people don't read into that type of subject matter. But Emus, with his love of all things dark, has definitely been down the road of the curious. So yeah, you might raise an eyebrow or two at the fact that he had the knowledge, but you're definitely hearing some familiar story there.
She's kind of surprised that he's immediately kind of surprised, so the eyebrows raised a little bit, but also kind of impressed that that he's one of the learned few that knows of the void.
So your superpower's cutting off heads while mine's reading books.
She's like, well, maybe not so much that thing. Maybe you don't want to mention that thing all the
time. The Shadow Clan's relationship with death is definitely may seem mysterious to others, but she holds life and death in a different morality than your average person might.
Yeah, I judge thee not.
Releasing them the mortal coil.
Death does not choose. Death just happens.
That's right. Or death becomes her.
Well, Mirajane or Calyndra, anything else you'd like to say?
Anybody want this better? It's magenta,
Um,
and it belongs in Gonbon's hat as soon as this is done.
Can I roll a survival check to see if I would know what kind of bird that's from?
What kind of bird it's from?
Yeah.
Yep. Sure, why not?
Do we talk about it? Are you asking me? Because maybe I can help you with a history knowledge there and give you advantage. I don't know.
Nah, it's just more for fun to see if she knows.
I'm
Okay,
just so curious.
22.
Roll per 20. Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, it's the plume of a Helleran crane.
Oh, Halloran Crane.
Halloran Crane.
The best notes I've taken in a long time. Halloran Crane.
Her theme is, or at least her house is a bird theme. So Kite's named after the bird, the kite, not the object kite. So
You know, those cranes tend to congregate around a massive lake somewhere midway between where you're from, Kite, and where you guys are now. A place called Skull Lake, which is a huge lake. So you would have had to come down that line at one point or another. So you know that that's from that general area.
Are we coming down from the high? Or is this like is it an 8-hour thing?
No, you feel a general euphoria. So the one thing that you guys do get after being in there is a special blessing on you from the event. So all players, everyone that has been in attendance at that ceremony, all to hit rolls are at +1 for the next 24 hours.
Ooh, we should go kill some shit.
yeah.
Yes.
Instantly makes a batch of psychos out of them. They're like, hey, did you guys feel that murder hobo spell hit?
yes.
All right. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you very much for doing this for me. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. And I'll take an arrow for you anytime because I would rather see myself die than you. Okay. Are we ready to go?
Okay. So everybody kind of stands up and gets geared up to leave. And you had a pre-existing arrangement with Rian to just be able to walk out of the clearing the same direction that you had. So, and you've been there kind of back and forth a couple of times already. So you lead the party back towards Drake's Hollow to the north.
Would I know what time it is in the sky?
Yeah, you would guess it's around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so I'm pretty accurate with that. It's exactly 10:13 a.m., gentlemen and ladies. And can accurately call anything you see. So can we go find
his wrist?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check up on George when I get back.
Animals. Animal care. All right. That's good. Speaking of animal care, ooh, this is a bad segue. Where's Grond?
So as you guys walk around the one side, you see your horse tethered up in the stable area on the far side of Drake's Hollow. So you can see the ass end of your horse as you're approaching the front of Drake's Hollow. And you guys begin to ascend the stairs. The rest of you begin to ascend the stairs towards the front door. And you see Erglak opening the door and heading out your direction. He waves at you and continues on past, grumbling about something as you guys head towards the front entrance. Going in, you see that Grond is actually making himself busy assisting with cleaning up around the room and helping Rian, who is flitting about the kitchen back and forth, making meals and stuff. He's kind of helping in and around the kitchen.
I'm just going to go up to Grond and I'm going to just kind of give him a whiff of bacon and be like, hey, good morning, man. It's good to see you. And hey, no worries about not coming today. I know that's not your thing, but I wanted to just do it anyways. And, thanks for everything.
Grond will look down at him. Thank you for the aroma. And then he'll basically head back to working.
Okay.
Ogres like smells.
Thank
Our
you.
food.
There's actually going to be a letter on the floor in front of your doorway as well.
Yeah.
Calyndra's just going to go up to Grond. And so are you okay? How are you doing this morning?
Doing fine. Keeping up here.
Okay.
What else is there to be done?
So, are you sticking around in this front room, Bops?
Yeah, I think I'll just go maybe get my things ready and
Okay.
pack up for a day of adventuring.
Okay, so you go get your things ready, and you see that there is a different note. It looks like your note kind of folded the other way and rewritten on in a different hand. Perhaps Grond's writing, and it is lying on the floor at the front of your door.
All right, I'll pick it up and read it.
Okay.
You're muted, Ty.
It's like, oh, worse news.
Right? It's the one up. It's the one up I posted earlier.
Okay. Yeah, everybody's just mad posting cat pictures. All right. So, you pick up and read the letter, and it says, and you hear Grond's voice echoing gravelly in your head, I feel that a ceremony of truth should not be lived out only from time to time, and is not an option to be utilized only once in a while, or here or there. It should be embraced on a daily basis, lived throughout your being. To have a special day to do so demeans or devalues that honesty and truth that we should strive to embrace in every single moment. I trust you, Bops, and will honor your ceremony by not darkening it with my countenance, for I do not wish to sully that for you. I am not a fan of fluffy words or feelings. Actions speak louder than words or apologies ever will. If she wants to apologize, that is, if she even admits or believes she erred, then she can do it by rebuilding that trust, which will be under the extreme scrutiny of her actions from here until she acts with honesty or her dying breath. Her words I would not trust, especially if to speak in truth it needs to be done at some special ceremony, for then how can I trust words on any other day? If this is about having one's chance to be heeded earnestly, then this too is something we should be able to do every moment we are in dialogue. If we cannot do such on a daily basis, then perhaps we should reassess so much more.
And I just kind of fold the letter back and close my eyes and say, if only truth were that easy, Grond. And then I fold up the letter and pack it away.
Okay. And you find you unlock the door to your room and you head inside. The rest of you are in the front room. Emus, Mirajane's off checking on her horse, checking on George at the stable. What are you doing?
I need some reading time. As we were leaving, I had made notes to grab mushrooms. I was reading that.
So did you read the mushroom description? So there is a posted description of what that mushroom is in the not the general channel, but in Chryalis history.
Okay, yeah. I'll check that. I checked all our other stuff that you wrote me, and I get that. Okay, I'll go find
it. I would have told you, Emus, too. I kind of bonded with those mushrooms, and they're actually more like little people. So I would prefer that you keep the mushrooms in their home. And so would the fairies of this land.
So yeah,
so like bond, it's nothing serious, but it's like
and
bonded a bit.
And red. So you bonded with them?
I did. They're little. Yeah, they're little mushroom people. They have mushroom families and mushroom names. And
so, Emus, I'm gonna get you to roll another history check for me.
I hadn't read this before. Am I grabbing something that he's related to?
So the description that Bops is saying sounds familiar, but you in your scholarly fashion seem to be remembering it in a different sort.
16.
16. So you remember the deadly Afterglow mushroom as Alaman Corellia, not edible to humans, although certain birds have been known to eat them, and they are a component in several different potions. They are reactive fungi, and they lean slightly away when touched, and chromatophoric outer flesh creates gentle ripples of light and dark emanating outward from wherever they are touched. Fairy folk, our legend has it, they regard them, and especially rings of these mushrooms, as sacred, protecting the mushrooms as though they were living sentient creatures, caring for them and often playing around with them. During the day, the mushrooms typically shrink and wither to their mycelial bases below the surface of the ground to blossom again when deepest night falls. During the peak of their growth, the mushrooms produce a small quantity of bright purple spores, which, if inhaled, produce a brief euphoric lift and a general sense of relaxation for approximately 20 minutes before the user drifts into a lengthy sleep, which can itself be deadly depending on dosage and tolerance levels. For most humanoids, eating these mushrooms produces an instantaneous euphoric rush through the body, warmth emanating from the stomach outward, followed by an intense period of relaxation, complete paralysis, and then death due to the body's loss of complete autonomic functions, causing simultaneous major organ failure. Those are your mushrooms. That is the scholastic description that you recall.
And Bops is like, don't hurt my friends.
I'm totally like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I could maybe
oriented, right?
I could ask them if you want a hair. Maybe if you want a little piece of a hair of a mushroom, I could ask them if you wish.
That quantity, it's not even used for studies or to make potions. We'll leave them be.
And honestly, Emus, as you were leaving the clearing, if you would have went to get them by that time, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, they would have shrunk and withered by that point to almost nothing. So you would have to get them in the middle of the night to get them at their prime. Friendly mushroom. Yes. That's great. All right. So, Mirajane, you managed to find George, and you see that George is in excellent condition, eating a big bag of oats tied to the back of the stable.
Yay, I gave him a hug.
All right. He's thankful for the hug and gives you a little right in your face. The classic Maggie move. Gives you a big right in the face.
Not during the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. Come on.
It's funny how he said that, and I got that Backstreet's back. All right. Stuck in my head instantly. Thanks for that, Denver.
Just in case you're not allowed to talk about certain pandemic things.
Yeah. That's a story for another day for sure. I want to know details. And Calyndra, what are you doing now that Grond is kind of moseyed off?
I'll get my stuff together and then I'll come back down here and have a drink or two and see if anyone's up for gambling or whatever. Some dice.
Okay. So normally, so the servers are actually asking for you to pay for your drinks, or are you just having ale?
So,
or
yeah.
something of that nature? Okay, so it's just 4 copper.
Okay.
For each one of those. Holy shit. Epona was a special horse. Oh man, that's terrible.
Just for, I guess, what everyone was doing, Kite would have also gone up to get her stuff. So yeah, getting ready to move out. Okay,
so Emus, you kind of hear like people moving by the corridor down towards where you remember Kite's room was. So you get the feeling that Kite was moving back, and you kind of hear some other people moving in and out of doors and stuff, and it sounds like people are gearing up.
To prepare. I guess I can roll out with these, but I would have needed an hour to sit and read and switch over.
So we'll say all of this takes place long over an hour, and we're going to head over to Grond and find out what he's up to.
Long over an hour.
Grond is actually still cleaning up, tidying, doing his things. If he sees anyone else getting ready to leave,
he does, and he sees Kite and Calyndra come out a little more ready than before.
Okay, fair enough. He'll kind of look over to Calyndra and just kind of, we leaving kind of thing.
Pretty soon.
Okay.
Fair enough. So Grond will finish up his little bit of a quick round, and then he'll go upstairs and gather his things.
Okay. So you head upstairs to gather your things, and on the way up there, you pass Emus's room, and the door is just slightly cracked, and you can see Emus seated on the bed, face buried in a book.
He'd look, he'd nod.
I would nod and say, "Hey, do you have a second?"
I'm sure we do. I'm sure we have many.
The door seems to creak open on its own.
Rocks
There you
fall
go.
in the house and you all die.
Basically, I'm just going to ask him: Is there anything you would like to know? What went on? Anything like that?
He looks and he's like, "No, I shall find the truth by the actions I see before me, and there is nothing else that can be said for it."
That is an amazing statement, all in one, right there. Like you can condense so many things into. I wouldn't have thought you could have condensed so much into one sentence, but that's pretty eloquent for sure.
Tip of the
You
hat.
guys have to remember, Grond is actually
An educated Half-Ogre.
he's an educated and he's a noble. Like he is effectively a noble person, even though he is
Straight A's.
not treated as it.
Yeah, straight A's in speaking common tongue and in diplomacy.
18 charisma, yo.
Yeah.
I figure might as well act it.
In simplicity.
Yeah.
After asking him those questions, I'm just going to look back at the book and fair enough. And let him proceed on his way to get ready. But I'm going to still get my 10 minutes in before we go, and then I'll be ready with you guys.
Okay. Mirajane, as you're stepping out, as you're moving around, giving your horse a hug, you see Erglag still grumbling, actually drag a dead horse past you up towards the back of the tree.
A dead horse.
A dead horse.
I go up to him and ask him what happened.
He's like, "Oh, one of the patron's horses apparently died. He hasn't been feeding it at all, and he's up there shoveling food in his face. Now I gotta bury this thing."
How long has he been dead?
You would guess maybe a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes at most.
Can I spare the dying on him?
You can try.
Nice. Try spare the dying. I don't know. I don't know if it works on horse.
Don't worry, Morty. I can fix this. Well, I can't fix dead.
Well, I can, but unfortunately, it's been a couple minutes too long.
Yeah, so you cast your spell and attempt the magic, and Erglag kind of looks at you quizzically, and you pass your hands over. There's a bit of a warm emanating glow from your hand, but the horse does not stir.
Wait.
Does it shake? Maybe it's shaking.
She goes full resurrection on this thing.
What about my healing hands as an Aasimar? I can touch a creature and it regains number of hit points, which are equal to my level.
Yeah, that depends on how many failed death saves that creature has until that point.
True. We're thinking out of the box, right?
Right?
Do you have something that turns undead back to normal?
Emus is going to raise an undead steed and ride it till it rots.
Turn.
Like, "Emus, your horse is starting to bloat and stink. You mind hanging back?"
Don't worry. He just does that sometimes.
All right.
Oh, I don't want a horsey to die.
So,
you don't have anything like turns undead back to normal?
No, when I use turn undead, it destroys it. So.
And you have to start with an undead horse to begin with.
All right.
Oh yeah, and they also have to be, actually undead for me to be able to use said thing.
Just putting it out there.
I know. I mean, man.
You see that Erglag's got a bit of drool on the corner of his mouth. He's like, "I'm going to go bury this."
Okay.
Hungry face.
Up to the back and around the end of the tree there.
Food now.
Oh.
Yeah, so it is a cruel world, a cruel world. But
After Black, if he knows a green
So
rest-
wait. So who did this?
who let their horse starve?
Yeah.
He's the large bearded fellow almost in the center of the common area. Huge, grizzly, black beard with 2 gray stripes down the front.
Okay, so I'm a good person, but I don't really tolerate people that are assholes.
Didn't we just have the bigger picture kumbaya?
I'm
Damn it.
gonna go up to this lard of a dude and slap him and tell him that he's a useless piece of shit.
He spits some meat and bone out onto the table as he continues to chew on a rib. And he's like, "So what? It's a bloody horse. Buy another one."
I proceed to punch him in the face.
And it's on. All right. So you have the element of surprise, since that is a thing that does not happen on these
And
paralysis.
I take out my sword.
Okay, so roll to hit first.
Isn't there a saving throw against trying to attack anyone in this place?
Yeah. So
I don't
you're
know.
gonna.
I don't know
I'm trying to remember the
place,
first
y'all.
time we came here, there was like a magical calm that just couldn't
Oh,
be.
there is. Yeah. So unfortunately, like, she's an Aasimar and not subject to certain things and subject to other things. Roll your d20 to attack.
Don't forget your +1.
Yeah.
16.
16. Okay, so that is actually a 13. You no longer have the +1 blessing that you had from the Glen, and your actions have immediately attracted the attention of everybody in the bar, who kind of freezes, and Erglak's nowhere around. So you now have a completely silent room, Grond staring at you very sternly, and you've got the floor. You've also got this guy by the scruff of his beard, dripping with grease.
Basically what I do is I tell him that
Emus
there's
is a joint.
there is just no use for people that just don't have regard for life, and I walk away after.
Okay. I'm gonna see if Rihanna was in the room when that all took place, or if she walked in afterwards. Okay, so she walked in afterwards. Rihanna comes out of the kitchen as you walk. Where are you walking back out the front?
No, I'm gonna go to my room.
Okay, so you head towards your room. Rihanna walks out just as you're kind of climbing the back steps up towards the quarters that lead to the rooms above, and she kind of looks at the rest of you like, "What happened? What did I miss?" She's got that.
I don't even know why.
Were Calyndra and myself down here seeing this stuff too?
Yep.
And does Beardy fellow do any kind of retaliation to?
Oh, he holds his hands up. He's like he's quivering. You can tell he's a merchant type, very thick and stocky fellow, healthy on the front end, if you know what I mean. And his beard, other than the pieces of meat and grease dripping off of his beard, as Mirajane lets him go and kind of shrugs it off.
Kite definitely blushes a bit when she sees MJ do that, and just kind of like can't help but smile to herself, and is trying to be very not noticeable about it. But she's like, damn.
Calyndra's quite amused, sitting there watching.
You see this guy kind of rock back in his chair, and he just looks totally beat red behind that bushy beard, and he's just flustered. He's like, "Oh!" He stands up. He's like, "The service is terrible here anyway." And then
never have I ever.
And then he proceeds out the front door.
Calyndra just laughs.
Yeah, Calyndra laughs as he slams the door behind him. And you hear Erglak outside. "Hey, don't slam the door!" So everybody begins to gather in the front. Mirajane, you notice that Kite and Calyndra looked like they were geared up to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna gear my stuff.
Okay, you also pass Emus's room as you pass, and the door is actually left ajar since Grond didn't say that he was closing it at any point during that. So you notice Emus sitting on the bed with his face still stuffed in the book as you pass by.
I would nod, but would he even notice my nod?
You nod, and Emus continues to stare at the book in front of him, hardly noticing anybody going by at this point. Emus, you do catch out of the corner of your eye somebody is walking by, and you look up. Or do you give a shit?
Yeah, no, I would. Sorry, I just read that and I was like, what? What jar? What are you talking about? So, sorry, MG. So it's not Grond. It's his loud footsteps. I could tell it was someone lighter.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, no, I would definitely look up because I know that the only room back behind me is Grond's, I think.
You look up, you see Mirajane walk by. She gives you a bit of a brief nod and looks to continue walking by.
I quickly say, are we heading out?
I think so.
All right, I'll pack up.
Okay. So you guys all begin to pack up. Mirajane, you make it to your room and you're able to pack your things and get kind of situated there. The common area downstairs appears to be clearing out. A number of people are packing up their stuff and going down, loading up their horses and wagons and proceeding to head off in whatever direction they're going. Morning has broken officially at Drake's Hollow. And it's kind of heading on towards noon at this point, so people are eager to get on the old dusty trail. And you guys seem to be packed up and leaving right around that same time. So everybody kind of disperses, and you guys, as you come down into this common room, what we're going to do is take a quick 6, 7, 8-minute break, something like that, and let everybody stretch their legs, and then we'll come back here and we'll carry on.
Perfect.
We'll see you guys in a bit.
See you soon.
Thanks, buddy.
I keep expecting this cat to sit down, and it's not sitting down.
In the jar?
Yeah.
I know. I watched it. I thought this was a gift with an end, but it's Infinity Cat spit.
Right?
That's why I had to giggle. I was like, Emus is not in a jar spinning like that, you guys. That's not...
All right.
Yeah, I'll be right back. You drink time.
This is all common knowledge for us to know now as characters.
Yeah, the noble things was a bit of a stretch, but that's where the mushrooms came in. So,
The knoll?
well, I thought you dosed us.
Oh no.
Magic food?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was always. It was just prestidigitation, making the food taste better.
Oh man, this is the perfect version of what's that called? Where you think you're taking the cure, but it's really sugar pills.
Yeah.
Placebo?
Placebo. You just see Emus's eyes grow this big after eating that. He's like thinking. No, I honestly thought because when you said I was charmed but not charmed, I was like, does that mean drugs? I don't know what that means. Poison? I don't know.
No charm at all, except just a natural charm of the food.
Mm,
Well, I mean, and the magic flavors, but that's it.
that's good.
And the magic flavor of Gone Bops.
What's scared? Yeah, that's God's Bop's special spice. But what also scared me is you were cooking separate pots. Or pots, so I thought it was like a game of gnomish Russian roulette. Which one's the laxative?
Kelly, I have a question. So looking at the notes that I had when I was making up Calyndra, she's part of the Shadow Clan in the Underdark or whatever. Is that the same? No, it is different. Okay.
Yeah, they're actually called the Order of Shadows, but common refer to them as the Shadow Clan.
Okay.
How you doing, Brit?
Doing good.
She's like after working a night shift and a day shift.
Oh man.
No,
How's
today was
that
the
going?
last day. Well, today was the last day. I was helping out Capital Dodge. And just my body couldn't do it.
Yeah,
They
working
technically
from
wanted me till mid-December. And I was like, no.
And you're still working at UPS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until I can find anything else.
yeah. 2 in the morning till 7:30 in the morning at one place, and then 8:30, 9 o'clock to 4 p.m. at the other place. Like,
Oh man.
When do you
Yeah.
sleep?
I don't. Well,
Don't. Yeah.
between the kids that are upstairs running around being noisy and their sound system being super loud and it just being too early, it was difficult.
yeah, and you had like one of the shittiest sleeps last night too, eh?
It was weird, like no joke. I finally went to fell asleep at 8, then 8:51, woke up in a weird panic thinking I'm late for work. I am off my bed at my door, look at my phone. I stared at it for 5 minutes being like, what am I looking at? Realize it's 8:51 at night. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with me?
Thought you were late for work. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably shift work kind of getting to you, maybe, hey?
Yeah, and then all day at Capitol, I spent 20 minutes looking for a part, thinking that it was in the wrong I was looking in the right location, go to the wrong location just to find out that I was looking in the wrong location, and I was just like, I'm done. I can't.
We win some, lose some. No one's perfect at work,
Numbers started looking super dyslexic in every single way possible to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that. Yeah, the lack of sleep.
Yeah, when that happens, usually time to tap out.
Yeah.
Yeah, either that or meth or Red Bull, maybe. No,
You said meth? Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I heard. Anyways,
Yeah. Are you tired of getting sleep at night and having a regular appetite? Try meth.
I even fell asleep on break at Capitol and woke up like 45 minutes later. I was like, shit, I'm sure. I wonder what Chance is doing because he's probably wondering where the fuck I am.
Anybody seen that? Well, I know Brit has it. You seen the try crack from Family Guy? The Peter does crack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh my god. I love it.
Yeah.
This is it right here. Right?
Dad to tell me.
Yeah, don't forget to mute your microphone. We're not licensed for reproducing that shit.
I apologize. Work emergency.
No, that's all right, man. Work emergencies happen.
It's snow season, and your favorite team of snow.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. What a shit show.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Yeah.
I agree, concur 100%.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that's awesome. Who are we missing here? We got Ty, Gone, Bops, and who's the alligator? Kite.
MJ, I'm glad you didn't go chop off this guy's head. That's what I was worried about.
Well, chopping off heads. I still.
Well, he killed a horse, so to me, that was like, to you, that could have been like the final straw. And hiya!
Yeah, she's like, my mother was a horse.
I mean, I didn't like go into detail about the death of my family, but some shit, brutal shit. I'm not about to just chop off someone's head. I'm not gonna be off with your head.
That would have been an interesting interaction, that's for sure.
You feel that just going up and chopping off someone's head is a poor way of dealing with things, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Not to mention getting banned for life from Driggs Hollow.
Yeah. Off with your head. Yes.
Yeah. Man, that movie just annoyed the crap right out of me.
Disney reads all the classics.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you know, for a really for a dude, he was scared of a girl, so you know, that's good enough.
Yeah, it's just Helena Bonham Carter. She always just, man, she ever weird. Every time I see her, she's Marla from Fight Club.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
She's Bellatrix Lestrange for me.
Oh, yeah, she's an amazing actor. I'll give her that. But man, her Fight Club.
God.
Yeah, it's
So,
terrible.
I just learned a thing that an all-white cat on all-white carpets is very hard to see when the lights are off in your house and they're deciding to sleep right on the stairs.
Oh,
So he's fine, but I had to go apologize for making him a little more airborne than he was expecting.
Oh, no doubt.
So
Poor kitty.
Better airborne than Squishy Kitty. Yeah.
he'll,
I'm
he'll
sorry.
live,
Was that your
but-
dome?
He'll live, but he was a little upset and needed some consoling.
Yeah, I get that for sure. I'd feel the same way if somebody almost booted me or stepped on me.
Oh man. Yeah, my dog, he like looks like
I'm into that.
Where's Michelangelo's video feed? Just
I
like
know your haircut tonight would be amazing for the Gone Bops character.
yeah.
Well-
His cameras.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I did have it on video on my phone, but then the phone just like overheated and like
Oh wow.
Oh.
so.
That is crazy town.
Well, I mean, I do have like packing tape on it, like holding it together.
yeah,
so.
no, that's fair. Yeah, maybe just like grab that dial on the back and like wind it up again just a little bit more.
I think I'm gonna get a webcam or something tomorrow. So
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
you get radio mic tonight.
Yeah, you'll be getting the late 80s, early 90s mic. Is it a Motorola Flip?
No, it's a I don't know, iPhone 4 or 5e or something like that.
It's not like a StarTAC or
I
one of those
still-
the
I still-
Motorola brick. Yeah. That's
I've got the only reason why I still have it is I still have the videos from the first or my first Shaolin trip.
very cool. Very
I have to
cool.
back those up.
I mean, not Athra cool, but very cool nonetheless. Wow, wow. So everybody kind of ends up, everybody kind of ends up in the same room. You all just watched as Calyndra, or not Calyndra, sorry, Mirajane walked towards the front door away from throttling this guy, and Emus appears to be all packed up and steps into the common room.
I'm just gonna go up to Grond, like a little privately, and when I see the moment, and just say, "Hey, man, thanks for taking the time to write that letter. Like, I totally get what you're saying. You know, it's all about actions, and well, I mean, what I thought about is, didn't Kite pull you like, or give you a rope when you were like engulfed in a shambling mound, and didn't she also like run in to maybe help you with this slime too? But you know, just keep those in mind, and that's what I thought about. I guess so. But I totally will support you in anything that you have to do. So thank you.
Understood, little one. However, there are other things and other reasons at work for my views and what I see. And I will withhold.
Are you drinking a damn jar of pickles or baby mice there? What the fuck have you got there?
Baby mice.
Yeah, I don't know what's floating in that jar. Garlic or?
Yes, baby mice. That's what I'm.
I don't know.
That's just what he's picturing Emus to have. That's all.
He's really getting into his character.
Emus is just part snake.
Yeah.
This one is a lime rum and coke.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, Grond, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but that was seriously like episoding me out.
Oh, because I was probably like this. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I actually completely lost where I was at, so no worries, man.
I'm so sorry, man.
He
Stop eating weird shit during eloquent speeches, Emus, fucker.
reasons for seeing things the way he sees them.
Yeah, Emus is a stranger for sure.
You know what? I don't remember where I was going with that now. The whole baby mice thing in a jar just kind of completely
threw me off too, man. It totally looked like little baby mice floating in a jar. I'm like, but it's ice cubes? Is that what it was?
Ice cubes, definitely ice cubes, not baby mice.
I don't know.
Go straight to baby mice. That scared me.
That's like funny.
I'm the necromancer. That's
Damn, Ty, that was one cool joke.
Yes, joke. As my two eyelids blink. Yeah, so moving on. You guys are now
fellow humans.
Yeah. You guys are all gathered. And Rian doesn't appear to be anywhere in sight at this time. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a little jubes. Hey?
So cute.
Yeah, that's what I pictured floating in that glass.
That's not. I'm just gonna focus on that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't. Here I go now, interrupting with baby mice. Sorry.
It's funny. I laughed, the gnome laughed, the reptilian laughed. It was a good time. So as you guys see Emus bustling with all his gear and his scythe up there and his big ass book in front of him and whatnot, he appears to be like almost like he just finished a fresh book and is still reciting the verses in his mind. So he appears a little preoccupied as he comes into the common room. And you see that you guys are actually the only people currently in the common room, that all the other patrons have either left to their rooms or are downstairs saddling up horses and gear. What will you do?
Well, yeah, and did we at any point during this rest, did we come up with a travel plan or battle plan for doing this reconnaissance? Because that's what we're doing, right? Is the reconnaissance mission?
Yeah. So the only thing that you have to go by is that map. So and the bigger map that I posted here in channel, which I can.
Okay, so via the maps that I have notes for, if we're going to that reconnaissance mission, and that's on the other side of the Y, based on the amount of distance this Y is, it's the same amount to get to where we just were for that Silverwater Castle. So that was 2.5 days, 2 days.
Yep.
When time is against us, we yesterday.
So since Silverwater, we spent the night, and if we head back there 2.5 days, so it'll be 3.5 days since Aiden told us to go check on this mission that we get there. Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess we can't find Rianne, you're saying?
Yeah, so while you guys are having a talk, about 15 minutes later, Rianne does wander from the halls where the rooms are located and into the kitchen and begins doing some things in there.
Hey, Rianne, could you please maybe help us one more time? I know we're such a burden, but we just want to share with you our plan, and would appreciate your any advice or maybe a teleport.
Maybe a teleport.
And I like throw up a scent of vanilla to walk in the air.
She's like, "Oh, vanilla, my favorite." And she smiles at you, and she goes, "Not much for for traveling the roads, are you?"
Well, I do love the road. However, I feel time is of the essence.
She's like, "And you would be right, Master Gnome." She says, "However, the location that you seek, I've never been to, but I have been as far as the intersection to the road west towards Calyndra. I can teleport you to that crossroads."
Well, would you be able to teleport us with our horses, or should we just leave them here?
So 8 people, no horses.
Okay. What do you think about that, party? Should we just... How much time would it save us? I'd say maybe a day and a half travel.
To that intersection? No, like 8 days travel.
Oh.
Well,
we're going to Calyndra. I thought we were going on the reconnaissance mission.
So the reconnaissance mission takes you up to that fork in the road and deviates to the right to that location indicated on the map. To the left at that T intersection, the road travels west towards Calyndra.
Okay, and that's 8 days from
That's
there.
8 days to that intersection.
Yeah, we should absolutely take like 8 days on horseback.
well, I
That's
guess...
that's 8 days horse ride. Like that.
Yeah, we should absolutely take that teleport and then just hoof it from there.
Yeah. Well, my lady, would you be able to perhaps take some gold for our trouble and looking after our horses while we're away? And I offer 10 gold pieces.
She says you'll probably need it more where you're headed than here. And she asks that you all gather in the center of the room. And if you're all prepared to go.
Yep. I guess I need to get my shit from my horse, I guess.
Okay. Rian also indicates to you that if you're going to leave your steeds, that they will be taken care of in your absence.
Kite's gonna feel like not by that bearded guy, I hope, and then just kind of give a wink at MJ.
Like, what bearded guy? Craig and Melinda are gonna be all right, aren't they? Oh, and my new horse, his name is Horace.
Horace the horse.
Of course. Yeah.
He needs special care because his throat's a little hoarse, you see.
Yeah, and Craig likes his food a little mushy.
A little mushy. He's got he's gumming it. Most of his teeth are missing out of his head, and at this point, he's just he's giving it the good gum. So yeah, she begins to move her hand in gestures, and you kind of swear that you see a few objects begin to levitate just slightly off the table, and all of a sudden, boom! You guys see the world of Drake's Hollow collapse around you, and it opens up again, and it is a bright and sunny. It is a bright and sunny sky over top, but you guys are standing at the crossroads, a huge T intersection where the road is almost 40 feet wide, headed to the west, headed to the east, and headed directly south from the direction that you would have come. You have all just appeared in front of a passing caravan. A team of 4 horses, an elderly gentleman, and apparently his wife and 2 sons are seated on the wide front bench of a covered wagon, and they basically are stopped dead in their tracks, staring at you guys on the road.
Oh, good day. Nothing to see here. And I toss some 2 gold pieces.
As Bops says that, Kite just kind of drops her mask and throws up from the whole teleport.
Gonna have to get. Yeah.
Lovely.
Should have got Rihanna to cast Gravel or something before putting it through the paces.
Emus wonders if Bops has got some gold piece making machine tucked under his shorts or something like that. He's just handing out gold pieces. Here you go, money for you, money for you.
Make sure and deduct those from your stash there, Bops.
Oh, I always do.
Yeah, as you bleed your thick coin purse just a little bit dry.
Are you spreading the word again?
Spreading
Oh, always,
Team Mage Hand's spreading hope.
Always, my friend.
Nice, that's awesome. Propaganda machine.
Now, from this intersection, a massive plain with spots of stands of trees and stuff, small bodies of water seem to just a huge expanse of it off to the north, and looming up in front of you are the Blood Ice Peaks. So it's a huge mountain range and a very foreboding. It looks like a lot of verticals, but it looks like thickly forested up along the base to about the midpoint of the mountain. But gauging from this distance, you couldn't even, begin to imagine where exactly to dive in. But you get a sense that it's to the northeast, as indicated on the map, which would carry you across the plains and into a thick line of forest at the base of the mountain. Who's got the? Oh no, you've got your eyesight, right? Your bird or whatever.
Raven, yep. We could throw it up, but this is the intersection where the map lights up differently with the magic, the elven map.
Yeah, so it only lights up like that when you cast Detect Magic on it.
Yeah, but from my book that I wrote down when I saw that, so it goes left there, and we're at that intersection.
You're at that intersection.
So yeah, no, I recognize this, but we've never gone the other way.
No, to the left, there's a big, huge road sign as well. Stacked boulders hold up a thick wooden post with signs carved, and there's even other carvings in over top of some of the names. It looks like it's been chipped and hacked at a few times and repaired, but it clearly states that Calyndra lies to the west, and the direction of east is not indicated to anything, and south it's indicated towards Sember.
So where are we headed? Where are we headed?
Well, I guess let's head to this reconnaissance mission.
Okay, so that would be down the direction of the road. You figure, Emus, actually roll me an insight check for now.
Ooh, insight. Ooh, 13 plus 4, so 17.
Lucky for that plus. Okay, so you get a sense that that the direction of the map is indicating to the east, and that at some point there is to be some trees with 2 really massive boulders that appear slightly out of place somewhere off the north, to the north off the road as you're heading east.
I relay that to. How solemn is Grond? Am I talking to Calyndra right now?
You can talk to anybody you want.
Calyndra, I relay that to you, and I'll let you look at the big man, see how gauge his mood.
Okay.
Okay.
Kite, actually, I'm going to get you to roll a perception, please. Mirajane as well.
$16.
16. You notice that a piece of the sign pointing east appears to have been hacked or knocked off the actual thick signpost and lies at the base of those boulders at the back of the signpost.
She'll walk over to the fallen sign and pick it up, kind of thing. And
Okay, Mirajane notices that as well, and you both kind of head in the same direction, arriving at this sign on the base of the floor, on the ground there, and it says Silverwater Falls on the signpost.
And just she tries to like kind of fit it back into how it was hacked.
Yeah, it looks like that's the direction heading east.
And yeah, she'll mention to MJ, watch a little bit, but then to the rest of the group. Looks like Silverwater Falls, according to this sign that appears to be hacked, is this way.
Should I pull out my book of notes and I'm going to show the map of the intersection? Dun-dun-dun.
Okay.
I have it here. Yeah, you can continue, and then I'll show it on a screen share or something, or put it in the group.
So you remember that there were indicators. You remember the two boulders, the trees, something looking out of place, and the entrance that you were seeking, the secret entrance up through the Thane Spire at the top of the Blood Ice Peaks, was somewhere near Silverwater Falls.
Does that help, team?
Did you post the map again?
I'm trying to find it.
I can find it too.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Screen share.
Oh, screen share. Yeah, you can do that too.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, here, I'm dumping it in channel for you. Okay.
So yeah, this is for stream right now, or the stream. They can see it now too.
Yep. So you would actually have to expend, you would have to show them your notes, or you would have to cast Dispel Magic on the actual map itself for them to see it.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. Originally, when I first saw
Dispel Magic detect.
I tried to quickly write down
Draw.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
no. This one we'll expend a spell. It was detect magic.
Detect magic.
All right, so this is I'm going to show the group to try and get us going here and show you exactly what you see.
Okay, so normally that spell would, affect the mage, and the mage would have that sight, but it seems to have a reactive property with the scroll that he holds, and it illuminates the part that you see on the map there, the extra information. Reading those runes, you can see the ones at the top indicate, not on the top right. Well, actually, yeah, let's talk about the ones on the top right. So the ones on the top right, you can see the two arms reaching above a little kind of cave entrance or some sort there on the top right of that map. That says safe entrance, but the blue writing that appears when the spell is cast on it says that it's not safe. It's an indicator of danger. Right in the middle of the map, just south of the mountains to the left, you can see Silverwater Falls, or at least the iconography of Silverwater Falls, etched with the vertical lines there. And beside it, the two large trees with a large stone that seems to indicate a secret entrance of some sort.
Huh. And so we're not at these stones right now, are we?
No, you're literally at the intersection, the T intersection with the road heading east, west, and south.
This is like you're talking about the why.
Just to the left of the blue trees there, right? Just
What's
like
that?
Right below where the little waterfall lines are from the map, right?
Yeah, so to the right of the little waterfall lines is the two trees and the rock. And then south of that is another symbol that looks like it may be another map indicator. But you guys are kind of past that. That's more for travelers heading north.
Well, let's go to these rocks and find the secret path, hey?
So you would have to go to Silverwater Falls in order to, or at least Silverwater Falls and then head directly east according to the map, or that you're going to have to kind of pick a position off this road east and then head directly north towards the base of the mountain.
I like the second option there.
Yeah, it's a map. It's not Google Maps.
Yeah.
Well, geez.
Yeah, let's
So good.
let's head out there too.
Okay, so are you going to stick on the road and then head north at a certain point, or are you going to go cross country in the direction you feel Silverwater Falls may be?
I can stick on the road and then head north might be the way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the covered wagon passes you, and they basically pay more notice to just try and getting past you rather than the 2 gold coins that Bops has tossed up into their into the little footwell. And they make their way past you, and you guys almost feel like deserted, abandoned in the middle of this T intersection as you begin heading east. You continue on for about an hour, and you're moving along the side of the mountains. You can see the mountains looming up to your left, and to the right, it seems like a lot of plains, hills, and different stands of trees, large forest off in the distance. And you continue down the road for the first hour with basically no interruption. I need somebody, just one person, to roll me a d6, please.
Oh, I
After
will.
this, I'm going to give us some bird eye perspective after this one. Let this resolve.
Yep.
Six.
6? Okay. So you guys are traveling down the road for about another 20 minutes, and you begin to feel a little bit of a vibration in the ground. Everybody notices it.
Is it a good or a bad one?
You're not quite sure.
Is it thud thud like T-Rex footsteps, or is it continuous?
Like horseback?
Okay, so as Bob says horseback, you guys kind of begin to hear the little of horse hooves. And looking down towards the east, you can just see a bit of smoke rising up from the road, like several hundred feet down the way.
Well, should we hide and ambush if evil and let pass if...
I think so.
Kite's going to learn from Rianne there and already be hiding. Batman style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calyndra's gonna find a place to hide.
Okay. All right. So everybody kind of barrels off the road. So let me just detail this. You kind of notice that Grond has disappeared from view. And you figure that he may have gone to either the north or south side of the road, where there is a bit of a tree stand on either side.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'll protect you, Emus.
Yeah, confidence peaked. We got this.
Okay, so the road continues to the east, and there's tree stands separating the grassy hills heading off to the north and south.
I'm going to whisper to the group, and I'll be like, maybe I'll just, bait myself in the road and, just stand there by myself, see what they do. And I'll see if they're good or not, and then you just jump them if they try and get me.
How many horses does it sound like? A lot, or?
You know what? Roll me perception. Might as well call it that for now.
Nat 20.
Okay, now on a nat 20, you figure it's got to be at least a couple dozen horses.
Maybe hide Bops.
All right.
We'll probably take you. I don't know if we're stopping them.
Okay. So you guys are hidden off the side of the road, and as the horses come closer, you begin to recognize what looks like the banner of Calyndra hoisted aloft on one of the horses in the front, and it looks to be a small contingent of military riders.
It's probably Aiden and his troop of boys.
They're east going west.
Okay.
Yeah. Stop them and talk with them.
Okay, so they continue to get closer. Grond, they pass you where your location is now, as they coming up on everybody else's location. Now, what did you guys say you were doing?
Bops, I wouldn't do anything right now.
Okay, are you shouting that to him as the sound of the horses get closer?
How far away was I from him?
Well, You guys can decide how far you worry away.
I don't think we'd be that far away. We want to
Yeah.
kind of still communicate.
I don't want to shout, but at the same time, do we recognize this to be the same colors, same banners as Aiden and everything like that?
So same colors, same banners, but you don't see Aiden. You don't recognize anybody, but there was a lot of men before, a lot of guys that you weren't paying attention to too, so you're really uncertain as to whether or not this is the same group of men or a different group of men. But they
All
do.
right, let's let him pass.
And Grond, we don't have Grond with us right now.
Apparently.
Yeah, Grond disappeared actually right when you guys started hearing that noise. You basically looked around, went for cover, and noticed that Grond was already nowhere to be seen.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know, because we may not be in the best of books with these guys. Just
It's
saying.
fine, but yeah, let's just let it go. We got a mission to accomplish. Okay, and we'll just stay.
Insight check from Grond actually. You're muted. There you go.
Nat 17. Jeez, my dice are actually.
That'll do. Yeah. So you do recall that you have a medallion that is supposed to be shown to guards from El Moraine or from Calyndra in the event you encounter them. But nobody else seems to recall that. Just Grond at the moment.
Grond does not know how these guys will react to him right now. So Grond is actually going to hold off, and he is going to stay hidden.
Okay. Bops, you're staying hidden as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys actually continue thundering past you at a pretty good pace, and before long, the sound of the hooves hitting the ground disappears and fades into the distance, and you guys are left kneeling in the bush beside an empty room.
All right, let's get to these boulders.
Okay, so you climb back on the road and continue on for another hour.
Sorry, Emus, do you want to get your bird friend up to help us?
Yeah, so we said there was smoke somewhere. That was the direction they just came from?
No, I said there was like dust rising from the road.
Dust rising from the road. Okay.
Yeah.
From the horses, I guess, running.
So yeah, we definitely. Where were they coming from? Do we know
From
that?
the east to west.
And that's where we're supposed to head. Basically.
Yeah, so they were coming from the direction you guys are headed.
Well, isn't that the direction of Calyndra?
Nope, Calyndra is the other direction.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It seems like they were, when we get to that reconnaissance spot, that's kind of like the end point for that path, I feel like. So they were just there doing reconnaissance for us, maybe.
Yeah, I could have talked with them. We're probably all right, but anyways. Yeah,
Well,
let's...
It's iffy. We don't want to be on, I don't know. Emus with the suspicion would be like, if we just let go a couple of their prisoners, if the word got out right away or whatever, if these monks were silly enough to get caught really quick again, which probably wouldn't happen, all that other stuff. It's a loose end, and I don't like loose ends.
Well, fair enough. Let's just focus on the task at hand and find these boulders. And I'll go off and be like, here, boulder, boulder, boulder.
Okay, so it's just early afternoon. It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock ish in the afternoon. You guys continue on for another hour. I'll get let's do Kite. Roll me a d6, please. One. Okay. You guys continue on, and you're somewhat. You feel calm, actually. There's a few clouds in the sky, but the weather is pretty decent, and there's a light, warm breeze. Emus, you send up your bird.
Yes, I was going to have the bird give us a point of view.
Okay.
But again, we're on horseback.
Yep.
I would need someone. I thought we were.
You're not on horseback right now.
All right, so then I need to hold someone while I send it up to get a better view, where we're just basically flying on bird eye.
Oh, you're gonna fly.
Well, I was thinking if we need to see where they came from, do a reconnaissance of the reconnaissance spot.
Sure.
Maybe Kite, you and I can look after Emus and guide him as he looks through the bird's eyes.
It'll, she'll nod and, just ready to help. Neat.
All right, so then I'd walk with them and give us a bird eye view and relay whatever I see to the group.
Okay. So as your bird flies up, you get a really gorgeous landscape all around you. I mean, there's pockets you can tell of like some swampy lowland areas, but lots of really lush green hills dotted with trees. And you get a sense that more to the northeast is kind of swampier as it heads towards the base of the mountain, and things begin to get a little more forested as you head to the northeast. But yeah, how far are you sailing your bird out, standing there on the road? Are you guys going to keep walking as your bird flies?
I was doing more of an up thing just to see pathing, to see if there is any other dust clouds, to see if they left the reconnaissance spot burning, whatever, just to see where we were going.
So off to the east, you see the road bends a little south before continuing east, but you don't see any other travelers in either direction at this time, other than the fading dust cloud of the riders that you assume were riders from Calyndra, and they're already past that last intersection where you arrived and heading in the direction of Calyndra.
Just hoping they were riders. Okay. Should we just leave Drake's Hollow unprotected? Okay, so yeah, no, team, I think we continue on our path. I let them know exactly what I see.
Okay, so as the bird gets further out and you kind of circle it further out to kind of gauge the landscape and whatnot, you see that the forest that seems to surround the mountains to the south, to your north, but around the south end of the mountains, seems to thin and break into this wide open grassy and hilly area with a thin river that breaks off, which you feel like if you're looking, you can kind of see that it seems to link up with another much larger body of water further north. But the body of water itself, either a river of some sort coming out of that area, appears to be more enshrouded with forest the closer you get to that water source.
Do we hear the sound of like a waterfall at all?
No, you don't hear anything like that. Nope.
Would I be able to ask like any little birdies that come by if there's where a path would be for a waterfall or big rocks? That kind of thing?
You were about to do that when Emus actually notices through the bird's eye view that there's a large cleft in the southern side of the mountains, and that you can see the thin line of water rushing down from what must be a massive waterfall towards the base of the mountain. And there is a huge lake, which itself leads out to a massive outflowing river heading south.
And it looks like I recognize that from the Detect Magic map.
Yeah, you figure that is a fairly large waterfall. Bops, you are also given indicators. Actually, roll me a nature check.
Okay. 19.
Okay, yeah, you are also given indicators by some of the small mammals gathered in the area that the Silver Water Falls, that the Great Falls that you were looking for, lies in a northeasterly direction. Or sorry, northwest. Never eat northeast. Fucking got my directions all screwed up there. Yeah, northeast direction.
All right.
Let's get there.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you guys are leaving the main road and heading in that easterly direction.
That's right. And was there any information from those family of voles about rocks, big rocks?
Big rocks? No, they know nothing of the rocks you speak, but they do indicate a couple of larger sized rocks in your general area. They seem to be, indicating those as if that's what they're trying to understand you pointing out.
Yeah, let's take me there, vole family.
Okay, so they run around excited. They run around the base of the rock that is just about 5 feet from you. It's a little rock about 2 feet high, fairly large granite-looking rock, and they run around excited and appear to be happy that they've found what you've been looking for all your life.
Awesome, you're the best. And I feed them a little bit of that honeycomb that I still have. And inspect this rock.
Okay. You inspect the rock, but you do not feel that the voles have led you to the rock that you see.
Damn it.
Yeah.
False alarm, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, Vole Lord helmet.
So if I'm looking at this other map in coordination with the magic map, is this lump of mountains kind of in the middle of nowhere? It's just like a spike of mountains, and then
it's a massive mountain range extending like north, northeast, and I mean it's huge. Like it's
okay. So that's
you're literally like staring at the Appalachian mountain range heading off in the northerly direction.
okay.
Yeah. Found anything? We ain't found shit. All right, so Mirajane, sleepy Mirajane. Are you crawling out of the forest?
Sure.
Okay. You gonna make it? So what we can do is we're gonna head off in a northeasterly direction. You guys actually step onto the plains, and there doesn't appear to be much of anything in the way of wildlife. Oh my god, the dad jokes are already starting in channel.
Oh god.
Yeah, and you guys head off in a northeasterly direction. And as you're traveling for about an hour or so, I will get Lynette to roll me a d6, please.
5.
Okay, so you keep going down, kind of over this low-lying area in between two hills, and then you guys work your way north. And now you can actually see the cleft in the distance. You figure it's probably a couple of hours away, but you can see the cleft in the side of the mountains and this thin trail of what must be a waterfall in the distance. And now, as you're getting up here, you also hear the sound of rushing water. And as you ascend the hill just up ahead of you, you guys look over to your left, and the trees kind of break, and you can see down over into a valley, and there is a massive river outflow that appears to be headed in a southerly direction. So you guys are, you figure you're beside, let's see, who's got knowledge of this area? Do any of you? No, not really. Yeah. Yeah, so nobody really knows, but it is an absolutely massive river, and you can see it kind of splits, and there are islands of land and stuff in between as all these little tributaries kind of snake off. But overall, the river's width, it's got to be a good 2 kilometers across where it's outflowing. It was still spear. Shit.
This might be the source of the river that goes by Sember.
This might be the source. You know what? Emus, I'll give you that one. That's a good piece of insight. So, yeah, you kind of figure that this may be linked up with the river that went right past Silverwater Castle.
Okay, yeah, so now I think I know where I am in these maps.
Okay. So Emus begins to get a sense. Actually, I'll get you to roll a d20 for me, Emus.
All right, and if it helps, I always know where north is.
Yeah, north points up.
Just a d20? 11.
Yep. 11? Okay. Okay, so you guys are actually traveling for a little bit. Are you following the river, or are you trying to stay in just heading straight in the direction of this cleft in the mountain?
I just found out where we are, but I'll relay that to the group, and seems like we're on the path to where this reconnaissance spot is. But now that river goes all the way south, we might be able to travel quickly back to Sember if need be.
Gonna make a raft, go on the water?
Huh. All right.
No, we just know how to walk on water.
Yeah. Shit. I cannot wait to see you attempt that on a fast-flowing river. Yeah.
That is a skill that Kite will get at a higher level.
Yeah. A little glide.
Straight up can walk on water.
Yeah. So you guys, you're continuing on for a little bit more. I need somebody else to roll a d6. Grond, can you do that for me? Pretty please. 3. Okay. So you guys are traveling on for a little bit, and then you suddenly feel a slight change in the wind, almost as if just a cool breeze washed over you, and you can almost smell the moisture in the air. Moist. So you kind of smell the moisture in the air, and it's almost like you feel a palpable humidity change as well. So things got a little bit cooler. You just head into a lower lying area. Okay, so you guys hear off in the distance, you hear what sounds like snapping branches, but like large, like as if somebody was falling a tree.
Any loud footsteps that follow that?
You don't hear any.
Can the
How
bird?
far?
Emus's bird does not see anything.
How far away does it sound?
You would roll me. Let's do insight.
Oh. 19.
You would guess that it's less than a couple 100 feet away from you.
I'm ducking into the bushes.
Okay, so you guys are in a fairly clearing area with
Oh.
it's kind of surrounded by tree stands, but you're right in the middle of a clearing area in this low-lying
In the grass.
hide in the grass.
Yes.
You're literally
Is-
like a foot and a half of grass.
Can I climb up a tree?
Yep, so there are trees. You guys would have to either spread out or head towards one area. Now this is, I'll give you the lay of the land. Okay, so you're in this low-lying area, and there are stands of trees. Separated by spaces that head, and you're headed this direction. And this is like the direction you intend to go, and you swear that you heard the cracking of the tree come from somewhere in that area. Up in the top right. Or is it top left for you guys?
Top right.
Oh, it almost looks reversed on the stream. No, it is reversed on the stream. It's weird. But not in Discord. In Discord, it's the correct direction.
That's
Weird.
right.
So between us and that X, is that all trees?
Between you and that X is just a lower lying area, kind of like a big bowl between the hills that surround you. And you would guess that it's a difference of about 40 feet in height from the center of this bowl type dip up to the top of those hills where the trees are. So you guys would have to split up, pick a group tree stand to get in if you're going to hide or something like that.
I was thinking just climbing a tree to see if, I guess the bird didn't see anything, eh?
No, the bird doesn't seem to be able to pick out anything out of the ordinary other than the forest. I mean, it's literally staring down at tree canopy.
So may I go for a deeper dive and swoop lower to see at that direction where the sound came from?
Okay, so you're going to land her right in the trees?
Yes, swoop lower to see if I can see anything making any movements or the canopy of leaves. If there's something making movement that was that big, the canopy would start shaking. I'm going to try and get the bird to follow that.
Okay, so the bird swoops down into the trees and sits alight on a branch and just kind of stares around for a bit. I'll get you to roll perception for me, please.
Oh, is this the bird eye view or myself? This is myself, right?
Yeah, this is sort of through your bird's eye.
8.
Okay, so you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. However, all of you hear that same cracking, crunching noise coming, and you're able to more precisely pinpoint it to just north of that, where that X is indicated. Emus, your bird kind of looks in the direction, but you still don't see anything.
Okay, no worries.
Is it?
I think we'll be good. I'd say proceed. If we dilly-dally, we'll put it, whatever they're going to watch may be already gone.
Okay. So anybody else doing anything?
I'm going to hide too.
Okay. So who all's not hidden right now? Okay, Grond, you're standing out in the open. Emus, you're right behind him.
Yeah, I'll honestly probably just stay out in the open.
Okay, you stay out in the open as well. You guys are standing there for about 5 minutes. Kite, what are you doing?
She's hiding.
Okay, you hide in the woods, Calyndra.
Grond is actually going to
Hiding.
start walking straight north, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk straight north, and you actually, just as you start to ascend the hill, you see a deer come flying out. It looks extremely terrified, comes flying out of the woods in your direction, and it basically sees you and banks left and begins to head southeast.
He's
I would-
terrified.
Sorry, I apologize. Aesthetics wise, I would have to summon the raven out and get back to my normal vision if they went and hid.
Okay, so you're bringing your raven back so that you can maneuver in the woods by yourself,
Well, yeah, no, because they all pieced it.
right? So who did you piece it with?
Well, no, because I was holding hands with people, getting guided.
We would have slapped him or like been like, "Hey, wake him up so that he's back in his body."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you see his milky white eyes just kind of, and the
Yeah,
pupils.
we wouldn't just like drop him and then like peace and he just crumbles. Like, no, like we'll wake him up and then be like, "Hey, we gotta hide."
Yeah, Emus, you come to, and everybody's kind of, you see them beeline it to either to various locations around this clearing area. Well,
So-
Grond marches forward.
Snap to and notice Grond marching forward, and everyone take off, and then I'd be standing there like, all right.
Okay, you're actually standing there for about not even 5 minutes when you see another couple of deer come bolting out of the woods ahead, and you hear that cracking crunch as this huge two-headed Etten, which you guys remember from before, a huge Etten snaps through the trees and comes lumbering out, chasing full speed after the deer.
How far distance was Grond from my position and then from hidden people?
You guys are maybe looking at 80 feet in between all of this going on. Grond's got about 80 feet from him to the side of those trees where the Ettins just come out, and he's carrying like a huge chunk of tree.
If
Grond's
I'm
closest to it, so we should support him. But I will at least pace forward towards Grond.
Okay. So Grond.
Yeah, I'm certainly readying my bow if that
Yeah.
touches Grond.
Okay, so I need to know who is where. Like anybody in this set of trees up here?
No.
Okay.
Me.
No? Did everybody go to this side of the trees or this side of the tree? Because there's blank open area up here. Here, let me just like.
I thought they were behind, more from the bottom arrow.
Yeah, so this
But
is where we started to ascend the hill, and this is where the deer basically come bursting out and beelined it out away from these things.
Yeah.
I'll be in the north trees.
Up here?
No, back there.
Okay.
There.
So Calyndra, anybody else with Calyndra?
Yep.
Bops?
Yep.
Okay. Where was Kite?
She'll be with them too.
Okay. Kite as well. Bops, Calyndra, Mirajane, where are you located?
Well, I stayed out in the open with Grond, so I
Okay,
probably won't be beside him. I'll probably be a little bit behind him.
So there you are, a little bit behind him, heading in the direction of the Etten. And all of you basically see this thing come crashing out of the forest and headed in the direction of the deer. But they stop as soon as they come out of the trees. They're looking at the deer, and then one of the heads looks right over at Grond, and then both heads turn to focus on Grond. One looks down at Mirajane, and they basically, both heads lock on Grond and begin to lumber forward. More food!
Made you a deal, big guy. You can eat with us, or you can eat dirt.
Ah, and it begins to lumber directly in. It's just like top speeding it.
How far is it away?
You would guess 60 feet right now.
Perfect. I've got a concept for initiative.
Okay, so you see one of the lumbering arms reach back, and it pulls this huge battle axe out from behind it and drops the tree as it continues to run towards you. You guys can either achieve a distance attack at this point. if you're lucky.
Oh yeah,
So,
gonna try and shoot.
yeah, we got to roll initiative first. So I'm just going to take down everybody's manually here. Gone Bops.
Ooh, 22.
22. Calyndra.
7.
7. Kite.
Do someone else first. I'm just
Grond.
dice rolling.
19.
19.
One of the few times I act early.
17.
17.
I got 17 as well.
And Emus with 17.
5.
17 and 5 for Kite. Okay, and okay, Gone Bops, you and your spry little self are the first one to be able to react from your position in the woods. You see this Etten begin to just storm towards Grond and Mirajane's position, grabbing an axe from behind it. What do you do?
I'm just gonna let an arrow fly
Okay,
at this thing, come out of the bush, and
you launch an arrow. It hurtles through the air and
gets a 24.
lodges deeply in the shoulder of the Etten, causing how much damage?
Yes. 6 damage. Suck it, Etten.
Okay. It's like, oh, and then you see one of the heads turn to look over on that direction, and you see it strengthen its hands around the Morning Star, or around the battle axe that it's holding, and it still lumbers towards Grond's position.
Just
Hellbent.
how far away would I be from him?
Well, right now you'd probably be about 100 feet.
100 feet. Okay.
Yeah, maybe a little bit less from your position in the trees. Grond's, closing on 60 feet and moving in that general direction.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we are over at the Etten, who continues to lumber forward, and you see him just stop in your way. He's getting closer and closer. Grond, you know he's going to be at you in the next round. And we are over at Grond. You get a move to react.
Okay. Grond is going to spend a couple of sorcery points and do some other funky stuff.
Ooh.
So my first...
You've been waiting for this.
Grond is going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Grond's first spell is going to be Jump.
Jump. Okay. You feel
And
lighter in your feet.
Grond is going to be hopefully pretty light on his feet right now. Then I am going to make my move action to get as close to him as I feel I need to make a full vaulting leap.
Okay.
Then I'm going to spend two sorcery points, and I'm going to make it so that I can cast my spell as a bonus action.
Okay.
And I am casting Enlarge.
Nice.
As I am coming down to drop kick him, I am going to grow to 19 feet tall.
Okay, so that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, you figure this Etten's got to be about 13 feet tall, but you significantly increase in size mid-air, and you just, you guys all actually, you've never seen this go on before. You see Grond basically, boom, like a grasshopper up through the air, and then, boom, like hyper enlarged to the size of basically a giant, and come down on the in the direction of the Etten. I'll get you to roll attack for if you're attempting to land on or combat him on the land.
Trying to basically drop kick him. So would that be an athletics or?
Yeah, you
would
can
that
roll
be an
athletics.
attack roll.
Yeah, athletics actually for the jump and the landing, and then we're just going to do an attack roll. If it's anything other than a critical, then I'll count it as a success, or anything other than a crit fail, I'll count it as a successful attack.
Okay. So that is an 18 on advantage for the athletics jump.
Okay.
And the drop kick, that is a 17.
That's enough anyhow. Yeah, so
And
you
then
literally come boom thundering down on this. Let's see what kind of damage you do.
just roll an attack roll, you said, right?
Yep.
16 plus, so that should be a hit.
Yep.
You decide how much damage, that's fine
So,
by me.
Yeah, I've already rolled some of the impact damage. What's your strength at?
Well, my strength right now is
Your modifier?
still 16. What I get is I get to add an additional D4 to any attack that I do, and I
Yep.
get advantage on any rolls, including strength.
There you go. So, yeah, just roll me the D4.
D4, there we go. 3.
3, and your strength bonus is what?
+3.
+3, so 6 plus 5 on my roll is 11. So, okay. There we go. So you literally thunder into him. I'm going to give him a chance to stay standing after that. And he basically rockets back, but still manages to stay standing, and his hand retains a grip on that battle axe. As he's just like, he seems really like wide-eyed and shocked at your sudden appearance, and he's literally looking up at you now as you stand there before him.
I'll give you the option again. You can eat with us or you can eat dirt.
You see the heads kind of look at each other for a moment, and fails his save. So basically, they are attempting to break and run.
Oh.
Mirajane, you have that was Grond's attack. So Mirajane and Emus both have an opportunity to do something at this point.
Mira, after you.
You see that this Etten is looking to break from combat with Grond. Grond has just increased to this inordinately large size, and yeah, now towers over the Etten. Like seriously, that's going to be a good 6 feet over the Etten now.
Yeah, 19 feet tall. Yeah, 6 feet.
They're trying to run away and not cause us any more trouble, so...
You're going to let it run away?
Yeah, I'll hold an action.
Okay. So are you're just going to stay stationary and let it run?
Yeah, I mean, I am all about not 100% taking life all the time.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Just needed to know your reaction here. And then Emus, what are you doing? You see the Etten turn and begin to break away from combat.
So MJ's beside me. She's not moving. I look at her. Oh, he's an even bigger guy now. So this thing didn't. It just charged towards Grond. Grond was the first one to lay the blow, though.
Well, you heard Grond's booming voice echo out a warning to this thing, not once but twice now.
Yeah, okay.
And you notice that MJ has actually almost fallen asleep in the bushes right beside you.
Hey, hey now.
Just RPing. Just RPing.
So we're gonna go up to it. It's already did some damage just running away. We're going to get within 60 feet of it.
Okay.
And roll the scythe, shake the bell, and cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So it needs a wisdom save. I can't see it being that wide.
It fails its save.
All right, so this one is 2d12 necrotic. Ten plus 9 is 19 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, okay. Very ridiculous. So yeah, you hear it howl in pain, and you can see the skin begin to blacken on its back and up towards its neck, and then it starts to get some color back. It kind of almost seems to stumble, catches its wind again, and begins to cruise right towards that stand of trees that it came rushing out of to begin with. You guys, he's broken off combat. You didn't want to do anything as he's breaking off, Grond? Nope.
You're muted. You're muted, Ty.
Muty.
Muty. Yeah, if he wishes to run, he can run. Grond will not pursue or kill.
Okay, so Grond just basically slows his walk as this thing thunders off towards the stand of trees. You see him howl in pain, and Emus kind of creep out from the tree stand off to the west there and launches some kind of magical attack that causes the creature to howl in pain. And we are over at Calyndra.
She's got her bow out to run out. Yeah, you run away. Gonna roll. Shoot.
Run away, but here, have this arrow while you're at it.
15.
15? Okay.
They call them parting gifts.
Yeah, 15 is a hit. And that's your flaming arrows?
Yes. That would be 7 and 2 fire damage.
Okay, 7 and 2 fire damage. Okay, so 9. 21. Okay, it boom lodges into the upper back of the creature, and you can almost hear the faint sizzle of flesh, and it howls, and you see the one arm that was holding the battle axe. He drops the huge battle axe he was carrying and attempts to reach back with that arm and pull this arrow out as he's still trying to lumber forward. But he does appear to be in a great deal of pain as he's almost at the tree stand right now, right at the edge of the trees where he broke out. And Kite.
She's just gonna watch it run, put her sword away, and not gonna reveal her location.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so the Etten's just about to break through the tree stand off into the woods, but gone, Bops. You're at the top of the order and before the Etten, so you have a moment to react before he disappears into the trees. Well, disappears.
Yeah, I'll let him go too.
Okay. So you let him go, and you can hear his howls carry on for a little bit of a distance into the trees. You can hear the crack and smash of the foliage and whatnot as he thunders into the forest and disappears from sight. And
Grond and say, look up at him like way up 2 stories and be, well, this is new.
Yeah, so Grond, you're literally standing. You can see the waves in the trees where the Etten crashes through from your height. And you can kind of get the sense that he's maneuvering into the forest and is like really several hundred meters from your location by the time you even notice. So
fair enough.
Yeah, so a calm basically falls over the area, and that is actually where we're going to wrap up tonight. It is 10 o'clock on the button. So yeah, we will continue on to Silverwater Falls in the next game. So we'll touch base throughout the week. But thanks everybody for coming out tonight. It was fun as usual. Glad you guys.
Kelly has question.
What's this?
Yeah, we have questions for y'all.
Oh yeah, right. So Brit is moving at the end of November, beginning of December, probably about December 1st, 2nd, that kind of area, which I think is
second to Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, so it's like Tuesday, Wednesday. But if you guys are around, or if anybody might be available to help during the day or at any point to help move a couple of heavier objects, she has just an entertainment stand and a kitchen table that are the 2 items of concern. But
what day and what time? You let us know.
Okay, so yeah, I'll post details about that into like the Chryalis channel or something like that. We'll give you guys a location and just let you know where it is, and then you can let us know if you can make it. Cool. If not, no problem. We won't hold it against you.
No.
Okay, well, thanks again, everybody, for coming out, and I hope you all have a great night, and look forward to seeing more of you online and next session for sure. Hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Take care, you guys.
Yeah, you too.